more enjoyable for everyone. We ask that you refrain from the use of vulgar or abusive language toward referees, players, coaches, or other fans. Please help us in achieving our goal of having an athletics program which teaches values that can last a lifetime. Please be aware that throughout the season, no backpacks, duffel bags, or bags larger than 12 by 12 inches will be allowed. Also, no outside food or drink may be brought into the stadium. Per Calcasieu Parish School Board policy and city and parish law, the possession of alcohol, tobacco, or vaping products on school grounds, including all parts of the stadium, is strictly prohibited. We ask that you show your Bronco and Toro pride and help us keep our stadium clean. You can help to protect the health of those who must clean the stadium after the game by throwing away your trash in the bins provided. For the protection of our student athletes and coaches, spectators are not allowed on the playing surface during or after the game. We ask that you do not stand along the rail, keeping the walkway clear and allowing fans behind you to see the game. The officials for tonight's game are dedicated to promoting and maintaining fair play and sportsmanship in high school athletics. This game would not be possible without them. Please treat these officials as you would any dedicated professionals. Now taking the field, the Sulphur High School Twisters and Royals. The Twisters are under the direction of Mrs. Holly Beth Land, and the Royals are under the direction of Mrs. Carrie Beth Schaefer and Miss J.C. Savoy. Tonight they will be dancing to Don't Stop Believin', played by the Golden Tornado Marching Band. Sulphur High School Twisters and Royals. We need the chain crew. The chain crew, please report to the sideline at this time. Chain crew, please report to the sideline. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to announce that the Golden Tornado Marching Band was nominated by Senator Clay Higgins and selected based on their resume to represent the state of Louisiana in the 2023 National Independence Day Parade in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Please give the Golden Tornado Marching Band a big round of applause. Sponsorships will be available this fall. Congratulations again to the Golden Tornado Marching Band.
James Avery, even when the streets call me corny, I still ain't never let the hate break me. I just wanted the respect first, I still ain't never let the fame change me. You know me, but I'm old school, big Willie on the pro tour, still fresh and so smooth. I still got on my old shoes. I give Jada 1,000 kisses, ain't nothing changed since '02. Martin Lawrence heroes too, he a legend and a go-to. Man, I love how you break the rules, pushing limits and you make it cool. Join a Lucas, let him make the lose. You a legend.
Head coach Chris Towery and assistant head coach John Paul Duhan. Fans, please direct.
This broadcast of Friday Night Football is sponsored by Jennifer Maybu State Farm, your good neighbor State Farm agent.
Tonight, Mr. Navarre would like to express his gratitude to the Sulphur community because of your continued support to the Sulphur FAB auction. It remains one of the largest fundraisers in Southwest Louisiana. There's also a special group of people that Mr. Navarre would like to thank: the Sulphur High football and basketball coaches, Mrs. Jessica Wilfer, Mrs. Jessie Ann Thomas, Mrs. Tanya Rapp, Mr. Josh Bork, and everyone else who selflessly devoted their time in helping to make the 2022 Sulphur FAB auction a huge success. Mr. Navarre is presenting a check in the amount of $167,000. Please give a round of applause for another successful year of the Sulphur FAB auction. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise for the invocation and the playing of our national anthem. Giving the invocation, Student Council Parliamentarian, Junior Claire Widener.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day and for this opportunity to come together in respectful athletic competition. We hope the actions of players, coaches, and fans honor the gifts we have been given and bring you glory. And we ask that you protect these young men during the games and bless all who have traveled this evening. In your name we pray, amen.
Golden Tours will be hosting the Sam Houston Broncos in one more homecoming game, Bruce.
Yes, sir. Got a good crowd. Of course, when Sam Houston is in town, it's always going to be a good crowd coming over from Moss Bluff. Golden Tours come in at 1-3 on the year, still looking for their first district win. Sam Houston 2-2, and they have had a couple of pretty good wins. They are 2-1 in district play. They started out the season losing to Manny 38-3. Then lost to New Iberia, lost to Nish 35-14. Since then they've beaten Barb in double overtime, and then last week ran Como out of the Bluff for homecoming there 66-22. They got a pretty good sophomore group here. The quarterback Stout and the receiver Drew Dronette. They are pretty good. 48 of 100 for Stout, and Dronette's caught 22 for 337. He's caught 2 of the 8 touchdowns that Stout has thrown, only 2 picks this year. So it's a young offense for Sam Houston, but so far it's been a pretty good one. They score a lot of points. They also tend to give up a lot of points.
Yeah, you mentioned, I was talking to Coach Bryant with the Broncos, former coach here at Sulphur, and we were visiting a little bit before the game, and you know, he kind of said it's been somewhat of a tale of 2 seasons for him so far. He said they struggled early on. He said we had to with a young group, such a young group, we had to try to figure out how. We didn't know how to win, and he said we took us a couple games into the season. Said they'd been very pleased with their output the last 2 games, and obviously looking to come in here to Matt Walker tonight and continue their winning ways. Golden Tours looking to rebound from what's been a brutal beginning half of the district year between Acadia and Lafayette, and then Karen Crow last week.
Southside is coming up in 2 weeks. That's another team that's at the top. Of course, the Tours will go to Barb next week to take on the Buccaneers. And then it gets a little bit easier. You've still got New Iberia and Como on the schedule, but those are the last 2 games, and those are going to be played right here. So that's good for Sulphur. You get the big boys out of the way early, as they have here. But the problem is, how far behind will you be when you finally get out of that stretch?
I had a little opportunity to visit with Coach Towery this week, and a couple things they were looking forward to is no disrespect to who's left on the schedule, but yeah, he realized that the first half of the district schedule was going to be very tough, and they're getting a few players finally back healthy. Not going to go into names, but had some players that missed some games, and they're finally getting a little bit more playing time. And he just continued to stress, they've got to continue to get better each week, and still doesn't feel like they've put 4 quarters of football together all in one game. Still a quarter here, a quarter there. And so that's kind of been one of the other big things that they've struggled with. And also looks to get the offense going this week. Offense struggled last week, getting shut out against a very formidable Karen Crow Bear team. And so I believe the Tours won the toss and deferred. Tours in the white helmets tonight, a little bit different look for homecoming.
Blue over white. Sam Houston in all white. Baez's kick will be returned from the 5-yard line. In the middle of the field to the 15, to the 20, and trying to cut outside to the 22-yard line. Maybe that's about as far as Jamarian Jackson will go. The kickoff return, it will be 1st and 10 there for the Broncos.
Tackle made there by the 2 Stelly brothers, Grayson and J. Michael, combined on that tackle right there. And that's an area that the Tours have struggled with also, Bruce, this year, special teams. And so did a nice job. The runner had to kind of cut back a couple of times, but did a nice job of containing him for a start, like you mentioned, at the 21-yard line.
Stout will come out as quarterback. Receiver to the left and right. Braunette will come out here to the right in a slot. 1 man in the backfield for the Broncos. Doors are coming, and they run right into the blitz. A very short gain.
Corey Hyatt, number 5 right there, was plugging that hole. Also, I see number 2 getting off the bottom of that pile, Keegan Trim.
The running back was Dennis Gardere. He will leave the game in an empty backfield now.
I don't know. He wasn't scheduled to come out right there, so I see him messing with his helmet. He may have had an equipment problem there. So
Drew Bailey will replace him. He will go into the backfield, and they will throw. It is caught at the 30-yard line. Tours almost got a hand on that.
Yeah, it went right over the fingertips of Corey Hyatt, and there was a defender in front of the receiver and a defender in back of the receiver. Not quite sure how that ball got in there, but nice job by that receiver. It looks like a pickup of 8 to the 29-yard line.
Ty Stout was the receiver.
Quarterback is Gavin, I guess.
They would have to be their sophomores. They'd have to be twins.
If they are, I bet they've done that quite a few times in the yard over the years.
3rd and 2 from the 29. They will run it, and they will just get the first down as Bailey is hit right about the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward for 4. It will be 1st and 10, Sam Houston from their own 33-yard line.
Yeah, Bladen Laylaw got his hands on him about a yard behind the line of scrimmage and just still was engaged with his blocking, just wasn't quite able to bring him down, and he hit the hole and fell forward for a first down, the first one of the night for the Broncos.
3 receivers out here to the right side.
A little different formation.
And they're going to run it to the 40-yard line. And again, that's Bailey. We have not seen Gardere since the first carry.
Tackle right there made by Tyler Massey. Corey Navarro's been out a few games as well, and they expected him back again, once again on defense tonight too.
So Gardere has returned now. Again, 3 receivers to the right. It's 2nd and 3 from the 40-yard line. Stout will throw. Screen set up out here. The other Stout has it. He'll get the first down. Oh, he's handled pretty good.
Yeah, the Tours are another first down, but that Tours left a little bit something for that receiver to think about after that short run for the first down.
On the 45-yard line, second first down. First possession for the Broncos. Actually, first possession of the ball game. 9:30 to play here in the first quarter. Are there in the backfield, not quite pistol formation, offset just a little bit. Man goes in motion. Here come the Tours on the blitz, and it worked beautifully.
Tours are in a 3-man front. They expect Sam Houston to throw the ball quite a bit, but a little different what we're seeing from the Tours tonight, though. They're walking up several linebackers, something that our offense actually had trouble with throughout the year. But they're walking up several linebackers and sometimes sending one, sometimes sending two, and sometimes peeling both of them back. And that time, Corey Hyatt picked the right hole for a 5-yard loss.
He hit guard air shortly after he received the handoff from Stout. It's 2nd and 15 from the 40.
Stout could see the hit coming. There just wasn't anything. He had to get rid of the ball. There wasn't anything he could do about it.
He is throwing, rolling to the left. That is tipped up and intercepted. Touchdown, Sulphur.
That's Corey Hyatt with the ball.
It's going to be about a 40-yard interception return for the score.
And that's a play the Tours have been missing all season. A big turnover on Daniels. Not only a turnover right there, but also results in the first 6 points of the night for the Tours with 8:33 to go here in the first quarter.
That's the first time the defense has scored this season for Sulphur.
I didn't get a number on who tipped the ball.
I did not either.
I had rotated over to look for the reception. Like I said, next thing I know, the entire defense was headed the other way.
I didn't even see the tip. I thought maybe he just picked it off.
It may not have been tipped. Yeah, maybe he did intercept.
He may have just jumped up and picked it off. Here's Paez. The extra point is good. He is 8 for 8 this season. 8:33 to go in the first quarter. Sulphur's defense puts them on the board. It's 7-0 Golden Tornadoes.
And that's definitely something that, like I said, I mentioned earlier, the Tours have missed out on this year. Not only interception deep in an opponent's into the field, but an interception for 6 points right there.
Well, that's the first time the defense has scored all season long. Two good kickers here today, too. Paez is now 8 for 8. Got a couple of field goals. The kicker for the Broncos, Ethan Boone's 13 of 15 in extra points. He's got 1 field goal. They are 2 of the 3 best kickers in the district.
So while the Tours come out and get a quick score right there, Bruce, I anticipate this is going to be a great game tonight. You know, anytime the Tours line up against the Broncos or against the Bar Bucks, you can kind of throw both of the records out the window. And in addition to that, it's obviously Sulphur's homecoming tonight. So they're looking to impress the alumni that are back in town, and Sam Houston kind of takes it a little personally that we scheduled them for homecoming. So
Paez kick will be returned, this time from the 3 on the far side of the field, out to the 20, 25, 30, and out to the 32-yard line or so. So the Broncos will have it for their second possession. Going to our offense hasn't had it yet. We lead at 7-0.
Player down for the Tours.
Yeah.
28 yards on the return.
Don't have a number, although he looks like probably a defensive back or a receiver.
Yes, not a very big guy.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
Tours will be on the road the next 2.
So just a quick announcement. This may not make some of our listeners too happy, but there's not a whole lot we can do about it as of right now, due to scheduling conflicts for all of the Tornado Radio Network crew. As of right now, we're not going to be able to carry the Barb Sulphur game on the radio next Friday night. So nobody as of yet. I'm still kind of working on some things, and what we will do, though, is we will hopefully provide, if we're not able to cover the game, we will provide a link or something through our Facebook page to Barb's radio coverage. I know that's not what Golden Tour listeners are wanting to listen to, but
just a freak thing.
Yeah.
I think that's Chase Falk walking off the field.
But stay tuned to our Facebook page as the week goes on. We'll have some additional news and announcements regarding next Friday's game. But let's worry about tonight's game with the Broncos first.
From the 32, 1st and 10. Receivers left to the right.
Let's see if they put a man in motion, Bruce. Yep, there goes that man in motion.
They're going to pitch it to him. He's got lots of room, 35-40. And he cuts the wrong way. The 44-yard line. That's going to be drawnette.
Tackle made by Peyton Lemaire, number 4.
He cuts that up. He might still be running.
Yeah, it looks like he had a lane. I think he was trying to figure out which way that wide receiver was going to block his man, and probably instead of just hitting what was there, he gave it too much thought.
It's a gain of 11 to the 43-yard line. Another first down. There's Gardere on the left side. He'll get it just across the 45 for a gain of 3. And bring up a 2nd and 7. I always feel when we play Sam Houston, it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Well, you look at their last 2 scores, the last 2 weeks,
you know
they're capable of it for sure.
108.
And while the Tours haven't shown an offensive outburst this year, I mean they've definitely got the weapons as well to put up some points too.
2nd and 8, they move it back to the 45-yard line. Scout will hand it off. Same play to Gardere. This time he stays outside and gets it into Sulphur territory for the first down.
Pretty much the same play right there, Bruce. I think they feel they found something behind that. Their left offensive line, or left side of their offensive line. And 2 runs right there result in about 16 total yards for another first down.
Ball just inside the Sulphur 42. Tours lead 7-0 on a 40-yard interception return. High snap. They give it to Gardere. Same exact play.
Yeah, pretty much the same play.
They get 4 this time to the 38.
That one looked a little different because of the high snap, threw the timing off a little bit, but same result. A nice gain of 4 on first down.
It's the short side of the field, too, over to the left. 3 receivers come to the right.
Usually at some point in time here, they're going to go back to this wide side, though, after 3 consecutive plays.
Bailey's in the backfield now. He will get it right up the middle, and the Tours will stop him for a short gain, maybe a yard or 2. If nothing.
A little surprising. I thought the quarterback was going to pull it out right there for a little play action, but he handed it off, and maybe a gain of half a yard.
Yeah, that's it. It's 3rd down and 6.
Big down here for the Tours. It's probably 2-down territory for the Broncos, unless if they don't make it, they may choose to try to pin the Tours deep, but big set of defensive downs if the defense can get off the field.
3 receivers out here to the right, 1 to the left.
Tours in formation. Tours in a 3-man formation, but they've walked up 2 outside linebackers.
And they will hand it off. And a very, very short game. Bailey's going to get a yard. It's going to be 4th and 5.
Yeah, and what's a little surprising with that one, with Bailey too, they were having success going off the tackle around the end. And when Bailey came in the game, they went right up the gut between the guard and center twice for virtually a half a yard total between 2 plays. And that's going to bring us to the 6-minute mark, Bruce, our last week of water breaks.
Bailey appears to be a little bit smaller than Gardere.
Yeah, a little different type of runner. So maybe they're thinking he hits that hole. Yeah, he hits that hole a little faster. While we take a break, let's mention some of our Tornado Radio Network sponsors. Jennifer Maboo, State Farm Agency on Beglis Parkway in Sulphur. Cutter's Outdoor Power Equipment over in Lake Charles. Joey Abshire and her crew over at A-Door Works. The man who was the busiest man in town this week, Bruce, George's House of Flowers. I bet he's probably not finished. He's probably got to get out a lot of orders tomorrow. Missy's Grocery, David Missy and his crew over there do a great job. Grimble Pediatric Dentistry here in town. McMullen, Mancuso, Trahan, and Funk, CPAs. 4D Outfitters, Mike Willis Ford, the Lead Dance Company, and as always, Hollywood Barbershop, Troy Darby.
4th down and 5. Trying to get the Tours to jump.
Well, and I thought they might have jumped that nose tackle. He must be offset off the ball just enough. Even though he took a little stutter step forward, he was still okay.
Empty backfield now as they will throw. It is caught. Gardere will get the first down and more to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and will be 1st and goal to go at about the 5-yard line. They cleared everybody out. He came in motion out of the backfield, and there was nobody anywhere near him.
Yeah, it's a blown coverage there for the Tours. Like you say, he came out of the backfield, let all the wide receivers kind of clear it out for him. I suspect a linebacker is probably supposed to go with him, and we didn't send anyone with him, and that results in a big gain on 4th down. And as you mentioned, it gets them set up 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. 5:07 to go here in the first quarter as they trail the Golden Tours 7-0.
3 in the backfield. They handed to Dronette. He is
Nice
dragged
tackle.
down. Yes.
Nice tackle right there by Peyton Lemaire.
Yeah.
Number 4, Peyton Lemaire.
Big loss. They're going to mark him all the way back to where they spun him down at the 12-yard line.
You know, Lemaire's been a player as well, Bruce. That's kind of been nicked up this year, and he's
still got a cast.
He's had a couple of nice tackles tonight, though. Looks like he's running real well to the ball. So he's another one that
the cast gets smaller every week.
Yeah. Yeah, because game 1, he couldn't have picked anything up off the ground.
Nope. So 2nd and goal to go at the 12. 1 man in the backfield. He will get the football, and Tours miss him from behind, and he will be thrown out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
Grayson Stelly pushes him out, but that's around that left end again. Tours will have to make an adjustment here once they come off the field on defense, but
somebody almost had him in the backfield. It's 3rd and goal to go at the 3.
Demarius Williams checks in with a linebacker.
Now it's tight. Gardere in the Wildcat will run behind all the 3 of those guys.
That's
Here
not
come
the
the Tours, and they got him for a loss of a
once
yard.
again.
That took just too long for Sam Houston, and the Tours strung it out.
Looks like Lemaire and also Elijah Coleman came in to make that tackle. It looks like I believe they lost a yard on that play back to the 4-yard line.
Has come in now.
You're right, though. It took a long time for that play to develop.
And Lemaire just shot a gap between blockers and had a free run.
So Sam Houston will spot the ball at the, we'll call it the 11-yard line. So it'll be a 21-yard field goal attempt from the right hash mark.
Ethan Boone. He'll have to hook it a little bit. And
Snap
the
was
Tours
high.
will block it.
Yeah, snap was high, and the timing was off right there, Bruce. And the Tours blocked the field goal with 3:34 to go here in the first quarter. The Tour defense,
they're 2 for 2.
Man, they let them go all the way down the field right there, but they bended enough, but they didn't break, Bruce, and came up with a big blocked field goal.
Yep, they have scored, and they have
a lot
blocked
of congratulations going around to number 9, J. Michael Stelly. So we're going to give J. Michael the block right there, as far as we know. So this is the first time we'll see the Tours out.
Yeah. The offense is well rested from warm-up. Sulphur leads 7-0.
3:34 to go here in the first quarter.
Defense with a touchdown on Sam Houston's first possession. They will throw. It's caught. Blaylock, 25-30. Pushed down about the 35, and maybe even the 36-yard line.
He got a nice block out there by the other wide receiver, number 82, Ashton Alston. And that set him free for
16.
Yeah, for the first down of the night for the Golden Tours.
Trahan now 46 of 107. A little over 600 yards.
And that's also a big confidence play right there, Bruce, for the Golden Tours to come out and get that first down right away. Gets Trahan an easy completion.
They will throw it again. This time far side of the field. It is caught.
That's a nice hit.
Yeah.
Nice job of hanging on to the ball, yeah.
The hit may have come on the football. He hangs on. It's a gain of 7.
You know, the thing about that play, too, is, Bruce, if that doesn't knock Alston down, he's got there was no one else over there with that cornerback.
2 passes for the Tours. They've picked up 23 yards. It's 2nd down and 3.
I believe Bushnell starts out in the backfield with Trahan tonight.
Really?
Is that him? I think that's him, or am I miss?
Throw it to Blaylock this time, and he drops it.
No, that's not.
I don't know why in the world they're even doing this.
Well, there's nobody. None of the referees called it an incomplete pass, and once he got down inside the 20, finally the side judge decided he would go ahead and make his call. What's crazy? He threw his beanbag. He threw his beanbag for a fumble, and then once they got halfway down the field and the Sulphur coaches are yelling in his ear, he realizes, no, that wasn't a catch to start with.
Garrison Burgess in the backfield, 22.
Burgess, what I said? I said, wasn't Burgess. I said,
I can't remember now. Anyway, it's still 3rd down, or it's 3rd and 3. Tours have yet to run a play. And
play clock's expired, yep.
Really?
Now, what's interesting about that is we had to burn time. No,
it's going to be.
The play clock was at 0, though, but it's going to be against Sam Houston, so that's going to be a first down for the Tours. They got
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have had, I don't know. I'm not
Yeah, I
sure
didn't
I
see
knew what
anybody
the
run
White
off.
had 5 yards, whatever it is, and it's first down.
We'll take it. No, I was going to say that the play clocks must not be working.
Yeah, I don't think they're working.
But it took time to respot that ball. They originally spotted it on this hash mark, and they had to walk it over to the other hash mark. That's why I didn't know if we'd gone a little bit over on time.
It was 1st and 10 Sulphur from their own 48-yard line. They're going to throw it again into heavy traffic.
Hopkins.
It is caught by Hopkins, and he is spun down near the 45 in Houston territory. Have we seen a running play yet?
No, sir.
I don't think so.
And, you know, Bruce, this is a pleasant surprise here for the Tours. You know, we discussed in last week's games that we really were hoping to see some more intermediate passing. And the Tours so far on this first drive have come out with a lot of success.
Another 7-yard pickup.
Yep, and it's resulted in several first downs, and once again sets up a nice 2nd and 3 play. So now your playbook's pretty much wide open. I saw LaFleur checking the game as well for the Tours.
They will pass it again, incomplete. Throws it through the hands of Alston.
Yeah, got a little. I can't see a number right there. Number 27, maybe. Got a little pressure from Sam Houston right there, and it was a play action. I guess it was a read option, run pass option, shall I say? And they faked the handoff, and he had to throw a bullet right there because of the defensive pressure.
Lamonier is the gentleman, Josh Lamonier, senior linebacker for Sam, number 27. All right, 3rd and 3 from the 45. Empty backfield. Rand's going to run it, and will be close to the first down. I think he's got it.
He's got it, I believe. If he's got it, it's not by much, by a tip of a football, but it looks like he's going to have a first down for the Tours. They're going to measure it.
Yep. Nope.
Nope, they're going to say first down.
The one up. That was Sam. I'd ask for the measurement.
I'm really surprised they didn't
Yeah.
walk it in for a measure. And, of course, the Sam Houston coaches may be over there on the sidelines asking the same question.
So it would have been 4th and inches. Sulphur would have gone for it. It's at the 42 in Sam Houston territory. First down Sulphur. They're leading 7-0 with about a minute to go here in the first quarter. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Trahan, here comes the pressure. Trahan will throw it away.
It's a nice job right there by Trahan. Not only
Smart
eluding the pressure, but he got rid of the ball and didn't take a sack or didn't run it. You know, a lot of times you'll see a quarterback get really nervous right there and end up see Trahan's telling him when Trahan scrambled, he wanted LaFleur to release toward the end zone. But a lot of times you'll see a quarterback get real nervous right there and end up running out of bounds, and when he looks up, he just lost 4 yards when he could have just dumped it out of bounds. So nice play by Trahan right there.
First not positive play for Sulphur. It'd be 2nd and 10. I think we did have a 2nd and 10 now that I think about it. But
5
anyway.
wideouts this time, Bruce.
Yep, nobody in the backfield. 4 men coming. The pass is caught. 35 to the 31.
Another first down for the Tours.
That's Alston. Ashton Alston.
So while Sam Houston had something going with their running game behind their left side of their offensive line, the Tours have found something here on their first drive tonight with the short passing game. Most of the passes are complete or anywhere from the 5 to 8 yard range, and then they're just running after the catch to get a few additional yards.
1st and 10 from the 30. 31 seconds to go, and the clock running. Her hand to throw. Slant, caught, Blaylock inside the 20, first down. That was perfectly executed.
Yeah, that was a nice throw and a nice catch. Blaylock got great inside position on the defender right there. Bruce, I'm going to tell you the other thing this does is it gives our defense some time to rest and regroup, which is something we've been missing. They're not going to run another play. They're going to let the clock run out, I think.
And they will.
Yeah.
The end of one, Sulphur leads it 7-0, and they are on the move. They'll have 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
We'd like to take this time to honor some members of the Sulphur High.
So like I mentioned, Bruce, I had an opportunity to have lunch with Coach Towery this weekend. You know, some of this is exactly what he talked about. I wasn't going to go into all the details at lunchtime, but you know, really just discussed that the Tours needed to do a better job of executing in their games. And you know, as I mentioned, that hadn't been able to put probably not even 3 quarters of football together, but definitely not 4. And so they've got 1 quarter down. They've had a great job not only by their defense and their special teams, but now their offense is moving the ball. So the Tours, and now the Tours also look tonight like they're playing with a little bit of emotion, or more emotion than what they've played in the last few weeks. And as we mentioned, the staff as well, they just continue to impress upon the Tours that they've got to get better each week. He really didn't even go into a lot of what Sam Houston or what he felt Sam Houston was going to do against us. He was more concerned about what we needed to do against Sam Houston to be successful.
Someone asked if my daughter was coming to the game tonight. Tomorrow's her 30th birthday. Said she was going to fly over us as they're leaving Hobby for Orlando. They finally get to take her 30th birthday vacation.
A little bit of a delayed trip.
Yeah, it was scheduled for Wednesday, so.
Did something happen in Florida this week?
That's what I hear. This is Burgess.
Nice carry off the left side right there.
Yeah.
Down to the 15-yard line.
So thank goodness she gets to go on her trip.
They marked him actually inside the 15 down to the 14.
4-yard gain. 2nd and 6. Tours have done an outstanding job on this first possession of another problem they've had, and that is avoiding 3rd and long.
Inside the 15 right here. Wouldn't surprise me if we find the big tight end LaFleur at some point or try to find him.
Out of the pistol, they'll give it to the deep back Burgess, and Burgess with a pretty good head of steam is going to get it inside the 10. Will not get the first down.
Yeah, Bruce,
3rd and 1.
He ran as far as his offensive line. If his offensive line had blocked a little bit further, he'd had a first down. There wasn't a hole right there, but there was just a big glob of linemen, and he kind of got in behind him and just kept the legs moving, like you say. Got it all the way down. Looks like to the 10-yard line.
To the 10.
Right exactly on the 10. I think it's about 1.5 yards.
Yep.
Be nice just go ahead and punch this one in right here. Don't not have to worry about that first down. Hyatt's in the game. This was one of the things that we discussed at lunch is that we might see. Left? Yeah, we might see the linebacker Hyatt in for a few carries tonight.
Hopkins in motion. Hyatt's got it. 1st down inside the 5. Almost twists his way into the end zone. He goes down to the 2. And it's 1st and goal to go.
And Hyatt's just a great all-around athlete. He's also a state champion wrestler for the Golden Tour wrestling team as a junior last year. And, he's a guy that, coach has been a little reluctant to use him much on offense because obviously if he happens to get hurt, he also loses his starting middle linebacker.
He's staying in there. He's already got 1 touchdown tonight on defense.
That's true. I didn't think about that. He's going for the daily double. He's got
That's
a big
him.
hole right there, too.
And he is in. Nope, not quite.
I don't know how he didn't get in right there. I thought he was in for sure.
Somebody covered up the hole right before the line.
He's down. It looks like he's down inside the 1.
Yeah. So it's 2nd and goal to go.
And Tours don't, in my opinion, the Tours don't need to do anything fancy right here. Just,
just give it back to him.
Just keep pounding the ball. You've pounded it twice now inside with him. And then even the play before was a running play for 4 or 5 yard gain. So that's the offensive linemen love this situation. So let your big boys, let your big guys work up front.
Timeout will be called by Sam Houston here with 9:23 to go in the first half. And the Golden Tours with a 2nd and goal to go inside the 1 yard line. So they've got 3 more shots at it.
Bruce, it's been a nice possession for the Tours. I think we got the ball with about 3.5, just under 4 minutes to go there in the first quarter.
That's right, 3:34.
Yep, and we're down 9:23, so it's been a 6-minute drive for the Golden Tour offense.
And they've gone 79 yards. One of the best drives we've seen all season long. They have avoided 3rd and long. They've avoided 2nd and long most of the time. And they've been able to do it throwing the football 5 and 10 yards down the field and then running.
Bruce, I look over and the visitor side, I know the last 2 sections on the south end are generally alumni for here for class reunions, but Sam Houston brought a great crowd tonight. The rest of the stands are, I'd say, about 80% full. They got a nice student section on the north end next to the full-size band. Takes up one whole section. So we really appreciate the Sam Houston Bronco fans coming out tonight. It's great weather, huh?
Perfect.
Perfect football weather.
Yep.
And perfect for baseball playoff weather, too.
Trahan will get the
That's a
touchdown in the
for the
center.
Tours, yep.
And it's 13-0.
So with 9:19 to go here in the first half, the Golden Tour offense has their first touchdown of the night. Quarterback sneak from a yard out for Gage Trahan. Mr. Paez will come out to do his duties and attempt the extra point.
Looks to remain perfect on the year, 8 for 8. After hitting one already this evening. Trahan is the holder on the 10-yard line. Snap is good. And the kick appears to be also, and it's 14-0 Sulphur. They're in the second quarter.
Bruce, two scores like this, too. Tell you the other thing, this fires that special teams unit up and also gives that little extra motivation for that defensive unit. I see the special teams unit getting ready to go out right there, and like I say, the general excitement of homecoming in and of itself had. I didn't make it out this afternoon, but nice homecoming parade. If you're interested in watching a homecoming parade, I think you can go to CPSB-TV's YouTube channel, and I believe they filmed the parade this evening, so it's on their history, I guess, of I'm not sure what you call that, but on their YouTube channel, so you can watch it at any point in time. But like I said, the Golden Tour football team has definitely come out with a little extra motivation tonight, and has been locked in from the get-go.
14-0 as Paez set to kick from the north 40. And this one will not be returned. His best kick of the evening.
14-0 score with no win has Mr. Paez a little fired up as well, Bruce.
Watching him in pregame, it's always fun to watch the kickers. He hit a 40-yarder, 45-yarder. He had some long enough, but he was yanking him over to the right a little bit.
And as we mentioned throughout the season, I mean, that is such a weapon for any high school football team because, like I said, it puts the receiving team at the 20-yard line, and they have to go 80 yards for a touchdown.
Gardere back in, the running back. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Stout in the shotgun. Sends Dronette in motion. He'll give it to Gardere. Nope, he'll throw it to Dronette to the 20, to the 25, 30, 40, 50, and caught from behind in the Sulphur territory at the 40-yard line.
I guess who, number 5, Mr. Hyatt. He's been all over the field so far tonight.
In his game.
Yeah, they did a little play action. They play action on a little sweep play right there. And once again, it was the receiver that released that gave us some trouble out there. They only had a single receiver on that far side. So we had kind of shifted our defense back toward the near side of the field. It caused a little undermanned out there.
Now we'll hand it off to Gardere this time. Puts his head down and he gets popped, but he keeps going. He's going to pick up 8 to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, we hit him after about. I saw Hyatt coming there with a nice lick after about a 4-yard gain, but no one wrapped him up right away. He just kept the legs moving.
So the 28 will be 2nd and 2.
This is what makes Sam Houston so dangerous, Bruce. I mean, you move up to a 14-0 score and feel like you got things going your way, and man, they've just got such an explosive offense.
Stout to throw. Throws into the end zone. Man is wide open for the touchdown. It's Jackson Landreneau. Nobody within 5 yards of him in blue.
Yeah, there was a miscommunication. I see the two safeties, Coleman and Macy, I believe, talking. Both of them went with the same receiver, and that left that one slot receiver wide open for a touchdown. So we'll see how the Tours adjust right here. This is one of the things that's kind of plagued Sulphur this year, one or two negative plays, and at times just seems like the wheels have fallen off. So, but it's that kind of that point in the season. We talked about the Broncos maturing as the season's gone on, and I think you're probably going to see the Tours with a little maturation process as well. So the offense will hit back on the field right here. Let's see if we can answer that touchdown.
Boone's kick is good. It's 14-7. Sulphur's lead cut in half. 8:17 to go. That possession took 62 seconds to go 80 yards for the Sam Houston offense.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm surprised that Hyatt made that tackle, because when that receiver split that seam over there and ran right past Stelly, Grayson Stelly, I thought he was going for initially for a long touchdown right there.
Yeah, midfield, it didn't look good, but he had a good angle. So Boone will set it up. That's not Boone.
Don't think they'll do it right here, but you always got to be, especially on a big swing play like that, or momentum swing, you got to be careful of an onside kick.
It's Caleb Sheary.
Number 6, Caleb Shirey on the kickoff for
At the
the
10-yard line, they don't expect a very deep kick. They are correct.
Hopkins
At the 11, the 20. Steps a couple of guys. The first guy who missed him came back and caught him from behind.
We got
The
two.
26, and we got two flags.
Yeah, we got a Sam. Well, on the far side, there was a Bronco and a tour kind of tied up over there. Not sure what was going on. They were the only two over on that side of the field, so that was probably a little hand fighting going on. Not sure who that penalty is going to be against, or maybe against both players. Let's see.
The ball would be spotted right now at the 27, it appears. Do not know our white hat tonight. We have 6 officials. Personal foul, Sulphur.
He's been ejected. Gosh, dog, that's 2 straight games
2 in a
with a
row,
player
yeah.
ejected.
Cowrie will come find out what happened.
And in high school, not only are they ejected tonight, they're also ejected next week as well. Yeah. Didn't get a number on the player, but obviously if he's ejected, it's a punch thrown.
Yeah, we didn't have that last week. We saw that one. Well, they'll move it all the way back to the 14-yard line.
18 yards on the return by Hopkins, 15 yards on the penalty.
So that's everything we had escaped in the first quarter.
Yep.
Plays like that. Don't have a number on the ejection.
No, I have no idea.
But even once we do, we're not going to call the number out on the air, but we'll see how it affects maybe the offense or the defense, not sure.
The special teams play, so you have no idea. The 1st and 10 from the 14. Rehan with a bad snap, escapes one, but he will not escape the rest. It's a loss of a yard back to the 13, well, maybe just inside the 14, so not a very big loss.
Yeah, and that was one of them plays, though, bro. We talked about that play a while ago for the Broncos. It just kind of
timing.
There was a low snap right there, so the timing was immediately off. They were trying to hit LaFleur, I think, in the flat. And just when the timing got off right there, it throws Trahan behind probably by a step and a half. And on a timing play like that, a lot of times a lineman is engaged with the defensive player and then releases him to get another block.
So 2nd and 10 from the 14. The quick throw is complete to Hopkins beyond the 20 to about the 22-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and short, 3rd and about 3, maybe 2. Very good pickup on the 2nd and 10 for Sulphur. They'll pick up 8.
3rd and 2 towards the 22-yard line.
Yeah, the offense is definitely, even if they don't score right here, they're looking to get a couple of first downs and hopefully flip the field at a minimum. So it'll start right here with this 3rd and 3 play.
Burgess in the backfield is the running back. He'll go in motion. Trahan will keep it himself and will not get it.
Short.
But somebody
short.
Was at 36 for Sam Houston. Brian Doga did a great job. 3rd and 1, a short 1.
Yeah, somebody sheds a block immediately and is into the backfield.
So if it'll punt it away here.
So with 4th and a half a yard, but from their own 28-yard line.
Now, remember Paez last week?
Yeah.
This might work in this spot.
Because he only needs a half a yard. Last week he needed about 17.
And he got 15.
Well, if we'd have snapped the ball, they had 12 guys on the field. They were having trouble getting one of the big linemen off the field. He's also got a lot of room on that left side, Bruce. That's not typically the side he likes to run.
Yeah, they were watching him this time.
Yeah, nice punt.
No chance. Yes, fair catch.
And it's on the ground.
Fumbled.
It's on the ground.
And it's still fumbled.
Maybe Golden Tour football right here.
And it's still fumbled, and Sam gets it at the 17-yard line.
The Tours had
6 players had hands on it.
Yeah, the Tours had about 4 of those players, and Sam Houston had 2, and it just kind of kept bobbing around right there. The punt returner tried to catch one over his shoulder.
Right, it was Ty Stout. He'd signaled for fair catch, and then he's going backwards, and no, don't even try to catch that.
Yeah, that ball just kind of kept drifting on him.
Yep. Get the water break with 5:53 to go. It went right through his hands, and I mean, it ends up all the way back at the 17, and Sam's lucky they've still got it.
Well, what happens right there, Bruce, is you set up for the fair catch, but then once that ball turns over, you hear punters talk about trying to get the ball to turn over. But once that ball turns over, it generally is going to travel just a little bit further than if it just hangs in the air and then comes straight down. And that's what he did. Paya's got the turnover right there on a nice punt. I see you counting the yards. 60-yard punt.
Yep.
But like you said, the best thing you can do as a punt returner
is get out of the way. when it takes off on you like that, even with the fair catch, you got to get out of the way. I mean, the fair catch would have saved him about 15 yards, but he almost lost the possession. 14-7, Sulphur leads it here with 5:53 to go in the second.
I couldn't tell if the returner was the one that ended up getting back on the ball or not, but
I don't know.
There was 2 different stages of scrambles by both teams.
Yep. Ty Stout was the kick returner. There's Gavin Stout in the shotgun. Ronette is in motion. Give it to Gardere. Gardere gets away from somebody trying to make an arm tackle. That's not going to work on this big guy. So he's going to pick up 5.
Yeah, they run once again to that left side. We got a player lost a helmet. He's kind of rubbing his head right there. It's big
trim.
Big trim number 2.
Yeah, he had some issues last week.
I wonder if he maybe got stepped on right there.
He has to leave for a play. 2nd and 5 from the 22-yard line.
Yeah, and probably obviously with him rubbing his head right there, he'll get probably a few plays off just to kind of make sure he's good to go.
Losing a helmet might have hurt.
Yeah, you're right, man, when that helmet came off.
Empty backfield. They will throw. Far side caught. This play has worked very well tonight, but the Tours on top of it this time. Short gain.
I couldn't tell who got out there and turned him back in, Bruce, and did a great job of turning him back in and forced him to the majority of the defense.
That time somebody trailed that guy. So it's 3rd and 3 from the 24-yard line.
Yeah, because you're right. That's the play.
They had big gains on that.
Those guys have released over there and given us trouble.
Or show blitz. Here they come. They run away from the blitz for the first down. Out beyond the 30-yard line, a good shoestring tackle by Stelly.
Yep, Grayson Stelly on the tackle. Trim number 92 checks back in the ball game. So they went away from what they kind of been doing with that running game, Bruce. They went to the right side that time.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 34. For the Broncos, Tours will jump off sides. Penalty for 20 yards.
That was on the entire defensive line.
Yep. 4:18 to go. Sam Houston with 2 timeouts. They'll move the ball to the 39 and make it 1st and 5. And they'll start the clock. A signal to start the clock, but no one has started the clock. We'll try it again, and still nobody sees it. The problem up here is you can't hear the whistle.
Well,
the slant is caught by Dronette. He was not even looking when the ball was thrown.
No, I'm not sure quite how he came up with that ball.
He went to a spot, Stout threw it, he turned around and he caught it. 1st down inside Sulphur territory at the 49.
Broncos trail 14-7 now, 3:55 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Drive started back at their 17. Ronette will go in motion. They will throw. Stout throws far side, and that is miraculously caught.
Incomplete pass.
Incomplete.
I was going to say, if he came up with that catch, that was going to be one heck of a catch.
Yep.
Credit the Sulphur Tours have been able to get pressure on quarterbacks throughout the year so far, and for the most part, their offensive line for Sam Houston is doing a nice job tonight. If the Golden Tours don't blitz, they're not able to get any pressure on Stout.
Some big guys in there. Of course, we don't have anything other than positions in class. 2nd and 10 from the 49 Sulphur territory for Sam Houston. Gardere will run right side. He's going to pick up 5 to the 44.
Yeah, they're running that little sweep. It's a little inside sweep both ways, and having some success, or not having any success running between the guards, or between the tackles, should I say. But when they run one of those two plays now, either way, they're able to find a little running room. That sets up another big 3rd down here.
From the 44-yard line.
3 receivers out here to the left. Gardere in the backfield. Also check the play.
Surprised they didn't give a little harder count right there, trying to get the Tours to jump. Now the Tours will switch up, go to a little different defensive set here.
You got to be getting close to a play clock. Here's Gardere up the middle. He'll be short by a yard, but it's 4th and 1.
It sets up 4th and 1 now at the 40, 2:35 and the clock running to go. Sulphur can't afford to call a timeout right here and let Sam Houston go for it. I was thinking maybe Sam Houston might punt the ball and try to pin the Tours and make them go the length of the field, but they're going to go for it.
No, I'd give it to Gardere. He's big enough to pick up a yard if Sulphur doesn't jump.
I was going to say, let's see if they run a play right here, though.
Shotgun. Quick kick.
Yeah, he looks to the sideline to see what, see if they've got the defensive formation they want.
To the
He runs
right.
a play, rolls to his right.
Pass is complete for the 1st down inside the 30 to the 25.
He breaks 2 tackles. He's going to score.
And that is Dronette. That will be his 3rd of the season. 14 unanswered for 13 for the.
Was another defensive breakdown there for the Tours. That receiver was, I mean, he was going to have the 1st down 5 yards past the markers with no one around him. And once he makes the catch, he just, like I said, breaks 2 Golden Tour tackles and runs along the sideline for what was an effortless touchdown. The Tours have had a trouble tonight on just a couple of the 2 plays that have given them trouble, or the biggest trouble have been turned into 2 scoring plays, and that one's blocked.
Yep.
I don't know what happened
terrible
there.
snap.
I don't know if it was a snap or the kicker wasn't ready or something right there, but yeah, that one never had a chance.
Well, that leaves the Tours on top by 1, 14-13 with 1:51 to go. So he's missed a couple this year. Now he's missed 3.
Their offense, like you said, ready to go. I think they'll have their full allotment of 3 timeouts.
Yes, they do. And now you have that situation that you see in the NFL a lot. You know, get points before the half, you're going to get the ball to start the 2nd half.
Yeah.
You could end up getting 2 scores before the other team touches the ball again.
Yeah, the Golden Tours will get the 2nd half kickoff.
And they're leading in this one, 14-13. They've got plenty of time. If nothing else, get 3. Fury.
And we'll have to have a substitution here, Bruce. Remember on the last kickoff return, we saw had a player ejected. I saw number 3.
Yeah, I saw that.
Head out to the field for the Golden Tours. He was a little late along.
Kick. Hopkins at the 14 to the far side of the field to the 20, to the 25, to the 30.
He's got some room on the far sideline. He's going to be pushed out of bounds.
So you've got 3 timeouts, 101 seconds, 141 to go in the half, and you got field position at the 45-yard line.
Man, all the way up to the front. Look, if the kicker, it looked like the kicker pushed him out right there. If the kicker doesn't push him out, he's doing a little dance in the back of the end zone right now. But that was a nice job by Hopkins. He run all the way about to midfield trying to go against the grain right there, and then realized he wasn't going to have anything there and cut it back to where he started. And there was just no defense left on that side of the field.
And usually when that happens, you see a block in the back.
Or a hold, yeah. Somebody,
hold,
when they shift like that, one of the blockers will hold, or like you say, a block in the back. So nice job by the Tours.
That's right, did not happen. Empty backfield now.
A little different formation for the Tours.
5 receivers. Here comes the blitz, and it's caught. 45, 50, 45. It's
nice catch by Alston.
Yeah, and he's going to get 10.
Down. Yeah.
And on the stop, number 26.
And look, Sam Houston, they had 2 guys tugging at that ball.
Yep, I was going to say they were yanking at it, and he holds on to it.
And Trahan was getting a lot of pressure, but the pressure came from his face. and from his right side where he could see it the whole way, and he took a little lick as he got rid of the ball.
First down from the Sam Houston 45. The throw, it is caught.
Be a catch by Austin out of bounds.
Yep.
That's going to be another first down for the Tours down to the 34-yard line.
That was another one of those where I wasn't sure if he was going to come down in bounds or not. It was obviously caught it.
At the Bronco 34-yard line.
Apparently he got a foot down before the rest of him hit out of bounds. It's first down Sulphur at the 34.
1:05 to go here in the quarter.
Yeah, time is not an issue right now with 3 timeouts. 3 receivers go to the left. One out here to the right is Blaylock. Burgess in the backfield off to the right. Show blitz. Trahan is going to run, and he's going to get a couple or so to the 32-yard line. Sulphur will use their first timeout.
You know, Bruce, something you don't see very often, the defensive player lined up across from number 2 for the Broncos, lined up across from LaFleur. He's not much shorter than LaFleur. I'm going to be conservative and say LaFleur's 6'7", but
55 seconds left following the timeout call.
Senior linebacker, get my glasses, I'm going to see that.
Second and 8 following the timeout.
Jamorian Jackson.
Sulphur with a second and 8 on the Sam Houston 32-yard line, leading 14-13 just before the half. Bears trying to get a 2 for here. One going out of the half, one coming in. And to throw.
He's got him
Goes
open.
toward the end zone, wide open, touchdown Blaylock.
Blaylock with a nice little post pattern right there. Very nice scripted play right there because the Tours cut a receiver in underneath Blaylock at about the 12-yard line. And that caused his man to kind of hesitate. The defensive coverage kind of hesitated just a second to see who he needed to go with. And just that little hesitation got the separation that Blaylock needed for a touchdown for the Golden Tours. So
the kick.
They scored with 48 seconds to go here in the quarter. Piazza's extra point is now blocked.
Yep, that's be his first miss, and it keeps it a 7-point ball game.
Sam Houston got pressured right up the middle.
And the Broncos 13.
And that prevents it from being an 8-point lead.
And boy, you know, as a coach on both of these sides, but as a coach, man, there's nothing more frustrating than when a block, extra point or field goal team gets the pressure just right up the middle of the field. Because I mean, if you just basically stand there, you know, they're not going to get around you for the most part. And
a good kickoff return by Hopkins sets up Sulphur at the 45, and they go 55 yards in a little better than a minute.
What happens a lot of times out there, you know, you're not allowed to rush the center anymore.
Okay.
So they'll put 2 guys over one of the guards, and but they'll kind of offset them. As soon as the guard picks up that first block, the guy that's offset just shoots that hole really quickly, and that's probably what happened. I'd have to watch the tape on that, but that's probably what happened. He just shoots the hole right there, untouched.
Paez will kick it from the north 40 once again with a 20-13 Sulphur lead. Nails this one into the end zone.
Nice job by Paez.
First and 10 at the 20. For the Broncos, they have 48 seconds and 2 timeouts. They choose to do that. The Sulphur did what they needed to do, score inside the last minute. Of course, they'll get the football to start the second half. Just hate to see an extra point blocked. Could have had an 8-point lead.
Yeah, you know, just as important as that extra point block for the Tours was to make it a 1-point deficit. I mean, like you say, you get that block down there and it gets that 1 point back for the Broncos.
You know, Sam wants to play it here with just 48 seconds left.
Yeah, they got to be careful. You know, a quick turnover, an interception right here on this end of the field.
Flags down as the pass is complete to Gardere. It's out of the first tackle. My guess is that's illegal motion. That's a flag in their backfield.
Yeah, he threw it right away. So may there be I saw
illegal procedure of some kind.
So that's going to
be illegal formation or something.
They'll back them up 1st and 15, but they the game clock now down to 38 seconds.
Let's say if nothing else, that you get 5 yards plus 10 more seconds off the clock.
I mean, a bad snap right here, like I say, or
another
little interception.
Block pass.
So a little surprised they're just not going to run out the clock and go into halftime.
Yeah, because Sulphur's got 2 timeouts, that's all.
And the white hat wants to go have a discussion with Coach Towery about something. Not sure what that's about.
There's an issue up here. Well, they have radios now. They can talk to the press box. So.
Unless it's a time.
Maybe it was a question.
I was thinking maybe it was the clock, And he winds. That's right. The clock winds now too because he stayed in bounds. So even though it was a flag. So now
since the clock's not running, there we go. Now they're seeing it.
I don't know who the clock operator is tonight, but
I think I do.
We might have to give him a little nudge out there.
Screen, but they run right into the Sulphur defense.
And he stays in bounds, so the clock's going to continue to run. So I think that's going to do it for the half.
Yep.
Couldn't see it. I see Trent, big number 2, and looks like number 54 for the Golden Tours as well. Coming from the sideline, Logan Phipps. They both kind of blew that play up, and I think Sam Houston's going to. I don't know who
Somebody's called a timeout. 20 seconds left. Can't believe Sam Houston would have done it. And for Sulphur, you're not going to be able to stop the clock. You got one more. Either one of them has one more timeout left.
Was explosive.
Sam Houston's going to throw it deep.
Yeah, I was going to say as explosive as the Sam Houston offense is, I think I would have just gone into halftime. So I don't know if Coach Towery actually called that timeout.
I don't think so. Everything's on that side.
Yeah, it may have come from the Sam Houston side.
Yeah. I think Sulphur would be quite happy with a 7-point halftime lead and getting the football. I'd be very thrilled to death to have it like this.
See Sulphur send number 24 back deep. Slade Show Knox. And number 8 as well, Coleman. I think that's Elijah Coleman, yeah.
And that's to prevent the long.
Yeah, they're both about 20 yards off the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 11. They're going to throw it out here. It's going to be caught and out of bounds at the 42-yard or 38-yard line. 15 seconds left.
Tell you what,
that was one-on-one.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I'll take that because that's a nice scripted play too because all the action is going to the right side of the field. And they throw back to that receiver, and in essence, if he breaks one tackle,
he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. So we'll take that defensive play. You know, you mentioned the Sam Houston kicker. You know, with 15 seconds to go, they slip up and get a couple first downs here. They might get in the field goal range.
It's 1st and 10 at the 38. Stout rolls far side. And a throw, and it's incomplete. Bounce that in at about the 48-yard line. 9 seconds left, so now you're pretty much going to have to throw it deep. Sam?
One time, I think they have one
timeout left.
So yeah, even with a completion, a deep completion may take up 9 seconds if he doesn't go down immediately. This is when it's awful tempting to send some pressure with your defensive unit, but I'm not a big fan of. I'll be quite honest with you. I'll go on the record. I'm not a big fan of prevent defense. I like to line up and play my regular defense.
Yeah, when you know they're going to throw it 60 yards,
with that
pressure.
The prevent defense, you make him throw it early, but the prevent defense leaves big gaps in your defense.
The quick throw is caught, but it's not a first down.
Through his hands.
That'll do. Oh, it's incomplete. Okay.
Through his hands, so we'll get one more play.
Well, the clock's running.
Bring up 3rd and 10 for the Broncos.
If it's incomplete, they should get at least 1.
I think they had 3 seconds on the clock. They'll probably get an untimed down.
The scoreboard does weird things here. Yeah, they're going to get one more play. They're going to leave 6 seconds on there. And now Sulphur will send 2 outfielders in the game. Back inside their own 25-yard line. They'll rush 4. And they will run it. And they escape 1, but not the rest. And that'll do it. So at the end of the first half, it's Sulphur 20 and Sam Houston 13. And it's time for homecoming fun.
So Tornado Radio Network, we're going to take a break during halftime. If you're watching the CPSB-TV broadcast, please stay tuned to that. They're going to cover all the halftime festivities. I assume Mr. John Bridges is
Yep, and I don't have the Queen. Usually he gives that to me at halftime, but I don't have that.
This broadcast of Friday Night Football is sponsored by Jennifer Maboo State Farm, your good neighbor State Farm agent.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly a great night for football and a great night to be back here at Matt Walker Stadium on the campus of Sulphur High School. It's the 75th annual Sulphur High School homecoming. Tonight we'd welcome back alumni from 1962, 1972, 1982, 1992, 2002, and 2012. We'd like to welcome our honored guests, our visitors from Sam Houston High School, our students and our community at Matt Walker Stadium. I'm John Bridges, class of 77, and this year we're proud to present 5 homecoming queens from past years. Our former queens are receiving roses donated by Sulphur Floral Designs. Representing the class of 1962 is Mrs. Bernice Ludier Arsenault. Mrs. Arsenault lives in Houston with her husband Kent and their children Renee and Darren. She is retired, but she does work part-time as personal assistant and bookkeeper. Bernice is escorted tonight by her husband, Kent Arsenault. Mrs. Missy Porche Miller is here tonight representing the class of 1982. Missy is living in New Orleans with her husband of 23 years, Keith Miller. She's been employed with Delta Airlines for 34 years and has raised 2 children. Jordan is a junior at LSU and Jessica a senior at the Isidore Newman School. Missy's being escorted by her daughter, Jordan Miller. The class of 1992 is represented tonight by Tracy Ball Richard. She is escorted by her husband, Tim. Tracy and Tim live in Sulphur with their kids, Tanny and Isabella, and their granddaughter, Landry Kate, daughter of the late Kaylee Richard. Tracy's a teacher at Our Lady School in Sulphur. Representing the class of 2002 is Jillian LeBlanc Pena. She lives in Carlish. She and her husband Raymond own Planet Nutrition and Anytime Fitness. Jillian and Raymond have 4 children, Elle, Hudson, Graham, and Lincoln Claire. And escorting her tonight is her husband Raymond. Representing the class of 2012, Sarah Hassan Daigle. Sarah lives in Sulphur with her husband Kendall and daughter Nora Kate. Sarah's an orthopedic PA at urgent care, and she is escorted tonight by her husband Kendall Daigle. As this year's court is presented, the Sulphur High School Golden Tornado Marching Band will be playing I'll Be There. Captain of the band is Caleb McCardle. Band lieutenant is Maddie Bearden. The drum majors are Ezra Chavez, Bryce Labby, and Caden McCardle. Section captains Brianna Morris for woodwinds, Casey Rodarty for brass, Isaac Collins and Grayson Garcia drumline. The front ensemble captain Abby Labrie, color guard captains Michaela Bergeron and Delonia Jones. Guard lieutenants Nevia Barrier, Emma Lee, and Riley Stutz. The Golden Tornado Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Matthew McMillan, Mr. Andrew Usey, and Darren Hooper. Now the Twisters dance lines under the direction of Holly Beth Land. They are led by Captain Madden Bertrand and co-captains Bree Frugier and Madeline Maybu. Joining the Twisters, the newly formed Royals dance line, directed by Carrie Beth Schaefer and J.C. Savoy. Let's meet our first freshman maid now, Macy Claire Dugard, daughter of Eric and Blair Dugard. At Lewis, Macy maintained a 4.0 GPA and was named Lewis Student of the Year. She was recognized as a leader of excellence and represented Lewis in the Cal-Cam pageant. She was a member of the Beta and Student Council and placed first in current events at the Louisiana Association of Student Councils convention. Now at Sulphur High, Macy's a member of the Lady Taurus soccer team and is on the student council. She's class president. Macy is very involved in community service and is an active member of St. Teresa's Catholic Church Life Team. Her escort tonight is her father, Eric Dugard. Our second freshman maid is Heidi Armistead. Heidi is the daughter of Reggie Armistead and Tiffany and Dane Vinson. While at Maplewood Middle School, Heidi maintained a 3.9 GPA and was a member of Beta Yearbook and Student Council, serving as vice president. She was captain of the Maplewood Stars dance line and was on the Maplewood Lady Comets basketball and track teams, representing Beta on the Mardi Gras court there at Maplewood. Heidi received the President's Outstanding Academic Excellence Award, the American Legion Girl of the Year Award, and the Leo Key Award. Now at Sulphur High, Heidi is a member of the Student Council, FFA, and the Royals dance line. She's being escorted by her dad, Reggie Armistead. Now representing the sophomore class is Kendall Marie Judge. Kendall is the daughter of Joe and Danielle Judge. Kendall has a 4.2 GPA and is a member of Beta, Choir, and Student Council. She's currently serving as the sophomore class vice president. Kendall's also a member of the Lady Taurus volleyball and track teams, and she represented her class as a freshman homecoming maid in 2021. Kendall is escorted tonight by her father, Joe Judge. Also representing the sophomore class is Fallon Paige Andropon. Fallon's daughter of Kimberly Andropont and the late Matthew Andropont. She has a 4.0 grade point average and received the S Award her freshman year. She plays for the Lady Taurus volleyball team and received the Letter Award as a freshman. She's a member of Student Council and represented her class on the spring court. Fallon is a member of St. Teresa's Catholic Church, Life Teen, and volunteers for various community events, including Colors for a Cause, Abraham's Tent, and Veterans Outreach. Escorting Fallon tonight is her mother, Kimberly Andropon. Grace Trahan is our first junior maid. Grace, the daughter of Bryce and Nicole Tanner, and Marcus and Becca Trahan. Grace has a 4.05 grade point average, a member of Student Council, Beta National Honor Society, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Grace was a sophomore member of the Sulphur Lady Taurus volleyball team, and she has cheered for Sulphur High since her freshman year. She received the SCA All-American Cheerleader Award and was an advanced dance finalist. She represented her class on the spring court and as a homecoming maid both her freshman and sophomore years. Grace's escort this evening is her stepfather, Bryce Tanner. Our second junior maid is Jillian Mcfarland. Jillian is the daughter of Darren and Andrea Mcfarland. Jillian has been a member of the Spark program for gifted students since first grade and has maintained a 4.2 GPA while taking AP classes. She's in Beta, National Honor Society, and Student Council, and has served as freshman, sophomore, and junior class president. As a freshman, Jillian was a member of the Lady Tours volleyball team. A sophomore, she played on the Tours soccer team, and she received the S Award her freshman and sophomore years. Jillian represented her class as a freshman and sophomore homecoming court maid. She's also a member of the Immaculate Conception Life Teen Group and Sulphur Teen Acts. Jillian's being escorted by her father, Darren Mcfarland. We have 8 maids representing the senior class. Our first maid is Mia Chauvin. Mia is the daughter of Shane and Karen Chauvin. Mia has a 4.0 GPA and completed the Spanish immersion program her sophomore year. She also received the S Award her junior year. Mia is a member of Student Council and is a 4-year cheerleader for Sulphur High. She was on the cheer squad when they were named overall grand champions at cheer camp, and she was a jump-off winner. Mia plans to attend McNeese State University, but is undecided right now as to what she'll pursue, either accounting or psychology. Mia is escorted tonight by her father, Shane Chauvin. Our second senior maid is Madeline Bearden, the daughter of Stacy and Amy Bearden. Madeline has a 4.125 GPA and is a recipient of the Eric Gamborg Award. Madeline is the member of the Student Council. She's class secretary and is a member of National Honor Society, serving as historian and secretary in past years, currently as president. She's a member of Educators Rising and represented Sulphur High in the literary rally her sophomore and junior years. Madeline is a 4-year member of the Sulphur High School band, soccer team, and track team. She also ran cross country her junior year and is the current soccer team captain and band lieutenant, and as a junior she received the Distinguished Athlete Scholar Award. Madeline was also chosen to represent her junior class on the spring court. She plans to attend McNeese, where she will major in early childhood education and hopes to become a kindergarten teacher. Madeline's escorted tonight by her father, Stacy Bearden. Next up is Kennedy Claire Dougherty. She's our third senior maid and is the daughter of Benji and Lori Dougherty. Kennedy has a 3.96 GPA. She got the S Award. She's a member of Sulphur Student Council and plays for the Lady Tours volleyball and softball teams. She also played for the Cajun Assault softball team and was a member when they won the state championship. Kennedy's a member of Immaculate Conception Catholic Church and is considering a degree in radiologic sciences and hopes to become a specialized radiology technician. Her escort tonight is her dad, Benji Dougherty. Our fourth senior maid is Mally J. Kuntz, daughter of Michael and Alicia Kuntz. Mally has a 3.5 GPA and is a member of Student Council. She served as class vice president her freshman and junior years. Mally danced with the SHS Cyclones her freshman year and the state champion and nationally ranked Sulphur High Twisters dance line the past 3 years. Mally represented her sophomore and junior year class on the spring court and is a dancer and assistant teacher at the Lead Dance Company. Mally hopes to dance at the collegiate level at Ole Miss, where she plans to study business. Her escort is her father, Michael Coos. Our fifth senior maid is Madeline Grace Maybu. Madeline is the daughter of Courtney and Jennifer Maybu. Madeline has a 4.1 grade point average, received the S Award every year of high school. As a junior, Madeline received the Citizenship Award and the ACT Academic Achievement Award. Madeline is a member of Beta and Student Council. As a freshman, Madeline danced with the SHS Cyclones and has danced with the state champion and nationally ranked SHS Twisters since her sophomore year and is currently co-captain of the dance line. Madeline is also a UDA All-American dancer She's a member of the Our Lady of Prompt Succor Catholic Church and serves on the Diocese of Lake Charles Youth Corps team. She teaches at the Lead Dance Company and plans to attend LSU, majoring in biological sciences. Madeline's escort is her father, Courtney Maybu. Keely Seaford, our 6th senior maid, is the daughter of Mandy and Pancho Seaford. Keely has a 4.08 GPA and received the S Award her freshman, sophomore, and junior years. Keely has competed on the Lady Tours volleyball team for 4 years and has been named to the first team All-District twice. She competes with the Louisiana Volleyball Lafayette Club. Keely is a 4-year member of Student Council and served as a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior class president. She's currently on the Louisiana Association of Student Councils and is a president of District 6. Keely is a 3-year member of National Honor Society, and it's her 4th appearance on the homecoming court tonight. She represented her class on the spring court her sophomore and junior years. Keely will be attending Louisiana Tech, majoring in kinesiology. She intends to practice occupational therapy. Escorting Keely is her father, Pancho Seaford. Our 7th senior maid is Madden Bertrand. Madden is the daughter of Lonnie and Bethany Bertrand and has a 4.12 GPA. She received the S Award. She's a member of National Honor Society, Student Council, and Educators Rising. As a freshman, Madden was a member of the Cyclones dance line, and she has since danced with the state champion and nationally ranked Twisters dance line for 3 years. She's currently the captain of the Twisters. Madden is a teacher assistant and dancer for the Lead Dance Company and is an active member of the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church. Madden plans to attend the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, where she will major in elementary education. Escorting her tonight is her father, Lonnie Bertrand. And our 8th senior maid is Bree Fruget. Bree is the daughter of Paige Fruget. She has a 4.0 GPA and received the S Award. Bree danced on the SHS Cyclones her freshman year, the SHS Twisters dance team. Since, Bree is currently co-captain of the state champion and nationally ranked Twisters dance line. She's a member of the Student Council and National Honor Society. She represented her class as a sophomore and a junior on the homecoming court and the spring court. Bree is a teacher assistant and dancer for the Lead Dance Company and is an active member of Immaculate Conception Catholic Church. Bree plans to attend LSU, majoring in kinesiology. She then hopes to continue her education in physical therapy school in order to practice pediatric physical therapy. Escorting Bree tonight is her uncle, Brett Fruget. At this point, the Homecoming Court Committee would like to thank the SHS administration, Christy Seaford, Kathleen Crick, Christy Tyree, Amy Weeks, and Jessie Ann Thomas for helping to make this year's presentation a success. Thank you also to 4D Outfitters for the court t-shirts and to Sammy Stone for the program pictures, Tris Leger for the field pictures. We'd also like to thank Stelly Physical and Occupational Therapy for tonight's program inserts. Tonight's queen will be crowned by Jason Trahan, representing the SHS class of 1992, which is holding its 30th reunion this weekend. Presenting with Mr. Trahan are Kyle Lynn Trahan and Grayson Scott Connor. Kyle, presenting the bouquet that is, donated by Sulphur Floral Designs, is the daughter of Stryker and Bryce Trahan, and she attends Poison Ivy School. Grayson, presenting the crown, donated by George's House of Flowers, is the son of Greg and Elizabeth Connor, and he attends Little Earners Montessori School. Now, ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate Sulphur High's 75th homecoming queen, chosen by the student body, Keely Seaford. Jason Trahan is now placing the crown upon Keeley's head. And that officially proclaims Keeley the queen of this year's fall homecoming. The Student Council Senior Class President, Abby Parker, will now be presenting a Queen, the gift from the senior class and donated by Victoria's on Oak as a remembrance of this occasion. And representing the Golden Tour football team is Gage Trahan. He as well is presenting a souvenir football that has been autographed by the senior varsity players. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand with the Queen and her court and join in the singing of the Sulphur High School alma mater. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in the presentation of the 2022 Fall Homecoming Court, and congratulations once again to this year's Queen, Keeley Sulphur.
like to extend our special thanks to Mr. John Bridges, Sulphur High alumni class of 1977. Thank you, Mr. Bridges. Onside kick recovered by the Broncos. They'll start 1st and 10 at the Golden Core 45-yard line. Your attention, please. Samuel Meir, please report to the press box. Samuel Meir, please report to the press box. Gardere on the carry. Gain of 9 yards on the run. Bring up 2nd and 1 from the 36-yard line. Stout's pass goes incomplete. Defending on the play, Cole Navarre. I'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Broncos.
Big tackle behind the line of scrimmage. That's a nice job by
Everybody
the
lost their
Terriers.
helmet for Sam.
No, that's a Sulphur helmet.
No, that's right. They're both
That's big
white.
Trim again. I'm glad that that flag wasn't thrown. Trim was in the middle of that tackle right there. And the rule is you've got to immediately stop the play or pursuing the play if you're a player on the field. And he was kind of in the middle of that scrum. So looks like they lost a yard right there,
Yeah, it's
Bruce.
4th and 2.
From the 37-yard line?
Yep. I think they're sending in a punter because well, that's the Wildcat again. It's Gardere.
Yeah, they brought an extra guy.
And they're going to hand
Run
it
a
off
reverse.
sweeping, and it's going to work.
Yeah, he's got
40, 35, 30, 25. That is Jackson.
Morian Jackson on the carry.
Pushed out of bounds by Stelly, number 1, but a big gain right there on 4th and 2.
First down for the Broncos.
Gets him down a first down inside the 25-yard line now.
At the 23-yard line.
They have yet to punt the football.
The Tours had that play read right. They just didn't have the right personnel to with enough speed to get out there to the corner to beat him to the corner.
Couldn't force him back a little bit further. Well, from the 23, it's 1st and 10. And it will go in motion. They'll give it to Gardere. He runs past 2 Tours in the backfield. And he'll pick up 3 to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, the Tours are sending pressure off both ends right there. One of them was number 4, Lemaire. I didn't get to, probably was Hyatt coming off the other end.
Bring up 2nd and 8.
It's 20-13. Sulphur leads it here.
Your dilemma with the defense there is you can't, if you pinch it too much, they bounce it outside and there's a huge hole. So they got to kind of stay wide on that blitz package right there.
2nd and 8.
We've got some questions there on that coverage at 3. They got trips out there on the top side.
And they're going to run that
Was
way.
a little surprised they handed the ball off.
Lemaire will bring down Gardere after he picks up here's the first down.
It's going to be about a half-yard short, Bruce.
Yeah, they're going to back it up. You're right. 3rd and less than a yard. Under 10 minutes to go. Sulphur leading by 7 in the 3rd.
Now, we were having a lot of trouble lining up on defense out there on the trips to his left. And like I said, I'm a little surprised that they must have just had a play called, but I was waiting for him to get out of that play call and try to pass right there. 3rd and 1, as you mentioned.
3 in the backfield. Odd-looking formation. Sulphur will blitz it. He will force it outside.
That's Lemaire.
And it's going to be close. And mark him out at the 14.
It'll be about a half a yard, maybe a football short.
And that might be the first and goal to go right there on another unsportsmanlike Sulphur.
Oh,
unless they catch it. Drawnet was going at it face mask to face mask, and a Sulphur player came and yanked his teammate out of the way, and that's when the flag went down. So it's first and goal to go. They'll move that to the 7-yard line, so it'll be a 7-yard penalty against Sulphur.
That's another killer penalty, Bruce.
Yep.
We talked about those last week and again here in the first half tonight.
And that's the second. Well, this is only half the distance. It makes it first.
Yeah, it makes it first. Yeah, that was going to set up a 4th down play. Fourth and a long yard right there.
3 receivers to the left.
These are the plays that the Tours, they just can't afford.
No, you can't make these mistakes.
And it's undisciplined by the players right there. There's no excuse for that.
Dardier rolls to the left.
Nice
He's going to be
tackle
sacked.
right there.
It's
There's
Lemaire. Yep. First sack of the night for the Tours back at the 16-yard line.
So right there, Lemaire read pass, and he kind of held up on his blitz, but once the quarterback rolled his direction, he went immediately and was able to bring him down, like you say, back. They end up putting it at the 16-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and goal now from the 16.
Under 9 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Sam Houston steals the possession on the onside kick. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gardner in the backfield. It's out to throw. Throws.
Interception. That's Grayson Staley. He read that all the way.
It could be another.
Got 1 tackle to beat. Got the quarterback to beat, actually. And he gets brought down to 42-yard line. Nice job by the quarterback.
There's one guy out there to block, and he didn't quite get stout, but that's the 2nd pickoff for the Tours. And almost the 2nd pick 6.
Yeah, Grayson read that all the way. He probably picks that ball off, I would say, at about the 7 or 8-yard line. He just steps in. He read it right, kind of suckered the quarterback into making that pass. And once he makes the pass, he steps in front of it for a nice interception, a nice return. Gets the Golden Tour offense back on the field now. 8:33 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And they're going to finally get started. I guess the Golden Tour, credit the Golden Tour defense. They got the ball back for the offense. After that onside kick, so I guess no harm, no foul, we'll call it.
3.5 minutes left in, they ran off the clock. Tours to throw.
He's wide. Hopkins is
wide open, and he can't catch it. Thrown over the wrong shoulder. Otherwise, it's an easy 6. Trahan knew it.
So that was a little pump and go by Trahan.
It worked.
And
number 3, 4.
The cornerback on Hopkins bid on the short route, and Hopkins just continued to run his route.
Just a hair overthrown and a hair to the wrong side.
Yeah, Hopkins looked like he just never quite got comfortable with over which shoulder he was going to catch that ball.
Not a bad call after the turnover. Well, it's 2nd and 10 from the 44 for the Tours. Lead by 7 here early in the 3rd. Empty backfield now. Trahan will back it up 5 yards. It'll be a false start.
Dead ball, false start penalty against the
Penalty
Tours.
against the Tours this evening.
5-yard penalty and bring up 2nd and 15.
2 so far.
Big key, those 2 of those penalties have been 15-yard unsportsmanlike flags.
Well, one of them was half the distance, so that helped.
Yeah.
But still.
Well, we mentioned, go back a couple weeks, Lafayette High got very lucky in winning that game against the Tours with all their 15-yard penalties.
Yes, amazing.
You're not going to do it a whole lot in high school unless you're just ultra talented.
So 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right.
They'll screen back to
45-50. Blaylock will get it into Sam Houston territory and bring up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, we're going to call it
13 yards.
13 yards.
26 Cooper Smith. Gain of 13 yards on the play.
Nice looking play right there. Trahan initially fakes the pass off to his right and then comes back and throws it to Blaylock on a little inside screen on his left, and Blaylock does. Catches it after about 7 or 8 yards down the field and breaks a tackle or 2, and like I said, gets a gain of 13. Set up 3rd and 2 now. And we haven't seen DeMarcus Williams in the game tonight, number 41. Hyatt's in the game at running back once again.
The blitz comes Give it to Burgess. He's going to pull his way inside the 45.
It's a fumble.
Going to turn it over.
No, they
they're
caught
gonna
it
mark
down.
by contact. So it'll
No,
be first down Sulphur.
That's Hyatt running the ball, actually.
Well, it's Hyatt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I would venture at some point in time, there's a flag. That's got to be on Sam Houston now.
Yep. Most likely from their coaches.
Either. Well, no, it's thrown in the middle of the field. I
Oh,
think someone
okay.
must have said, one of the players must have said something. I assume he said one of those magic words, Bruce.
Yep.
Yep, unsportsmanlike.
Well, I almost said it too.
Oh, there's
Oh,
another
they're
one.
going to do it twice.
So that's going to be 30 yards.
Wow. Somebody needs
Well,
to
no,
tell
it'll
him
be-
to shut up.
It'll be a 15-yard. There's another
Yeah.
flag now. Oh, that was the one he threw that far. That referee's got quite an arm on him, Bruce.
30 yards.
You'll do 15 yards, then you'll do half the distance because you'll be inside the 30. But in essence, yeah, two 15-yard penalties. But it's nice to
Oh,
see.
yeah, you're right. They're going to move it to the 23. Now they're going to move it halfway.
It's nice to see that not against the Tours.
Yep.
No, but I was mentioning, Hyatt's run the ball now. Other than the quarterback sneak, he's been in, that I've seen, 4 plays, and he's carried it 3 times. So
He's in there now.
I would venture to
That'll bring
think
up
at some
first
point in
and
the
10
game.
from the 13-yard line.
This is
30, is that a
Sedano.
Sedano?
31.
But I'm wondering at some point in the game as we go to a play action off of him in the backfield.
Sedano with a big hold inside the 5-yard line.
That's a nice carry right there.
At the 5, it'll be 2nd and 1.
And sometimes, Bruce, that's what happens when you get fresh legs in the ball game.
Gain of 8 yards on
Hyatt's
the run,
wanting to get
brings
back
up
in the game.
2nd and 2
He just
from
came
the
running
5-yard
all the way
line.
down the sideline behind Coach Towery. But, after that almost fumble right there, you may not get another carry, at least on this drive. Yeah, he was right there in Towery's hip pocket. He was ready to he wanted back in that game.
2nd and 1.5 yards. Sedano
It's going to be a
bumps
touchdown
it
for
outside.
the Tours.
Yep.
It's a nice adjustment by Sedano right there. The original call was to run between that left guard, left tackle, and it was all bottlenecked up right there, but the defense kind of fumbled in as well. And Sedano sees all the pressure right there, so he just bounces it outside where there was no one out there. And that's going to be a Golden Tour touchdown with 6:35 to go here in the third quarter. 26-13 for the Tours, and Mr. Pies is out to redeem, I guess maybe since we jinxed him on that last extra point, Bruce.
Start a new streak.
Ethan Pies
He
makes
does.
the point
That's
right
good.
up and good.
So that makes it a 14-point lead again. Second time the Tours have been up by 14. It's 27-13 now on a nice short drive set up by the second interception of the evening for the Tours.
Well, and the good thing about that is, Bruce, the Tours faced some adversity right there with the onside kick. The defense went down, got a big turnover, so got the ball back for the Tours. And now credit, there was a couple penalties on the defense, but the Golden Tour offense took the ball and marched it right back down the field and answered that for the defense in essence. And once again, we're going to bring it up again. That also got the defense some rest.
Yep.
They got I think the Tours got that ball back with about 9.5 roughly minutes to go. And the Tour offense goes on a 3-minute drive. So the defense not only gets a rest, Bruce, but it allows the defense to get with their coaches and discuss adjustments and what they're seeing. And, I found it interesting. In Louisiana, we can use replay on the sideline, but Coach Towery was telling me in Texas, you can't use replay at all.
Is that right?
Yep.
I did not know that.
But you see all the cameras and TVs now set up on the sideline. Yeah, you're able to use replay to coach the players during the game.
Myers will kick
Once
this
again,
out of bounds.
Kickoff goes into the end zone
Oh, the
for
officials
a
can't use
touchback.
it.
Yeah, no, I'm
Okay,
sorry. Yeah,
all
the
right.
officials can't use it. The players can use it.
20-yard
I
line.
know we have one official up here tonight.
But that's a valuable tool, for teams. But if they can get a break, if the defense can get over there and get a break for a few minutes, they're able to meet with their coach. Same way with the offense. And versus, it's very tough. If you go a quick 3 and out, especially sometimes as quickly as we run plays on offense, a 3 and out may only take a minute and a half. So by the time you get over there, sit down, take your helmet off, get your drink of water, and they turn the TV on to start coaching you up, it's time to go right back on the field.
1st and 10, Sam Houston, down by 14 now. It's
So-
20.
And this is where Sam Houston answered, Bruce, in the first half. They went down by 2 touchdowns. And they very
Scored
quickly
13 unanswered,
they
yeah.
very quickly got on the scoreboard. So let's see what the Golden Tour defense has for him.
Stout throws deep. Man is there. It is dropped. That drawn at. Oh, it's drawn at, and he goes down with a hamstring.
Yeah,
Yep.
then he pulls up the very end of that.
Yeah, he's done for the night.
Unfortunately, that hamstring didn't have anything to do with that drop, though. But
No.
it just kind of adds insult to injury.
Oh, boy. That hurts.
Of course, if he catches that pass, he's not going to score.
No, he's not. You're right. He's going to fall right there.
Yeah, he pulled up about. So they've gone at number. They've gone at one of the players there for the Tours. He's in for the ejected player.
Oh, okay.
And Sam Houston's gone at him a couple times here, and that time just kind of let the receiver get by him.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 1 goes in motion. They'll give it to Goodair. He's got some room to the 25 to the 26 on 3rd and 4.
Golden Tour comes out now, kind of holding him. I wonder if that's a cramp, though. He's kind of
Gardner
working
on the carry.
a little stiff-legged.
6 yards on the run, brings up
Stiff-legged
Michael
run.
Stelly.
Yep.
from the 26-yard line.
But that was a nice job by the defense right there, because they ran a man in motion, which shifted the defense all to the far side, and they kind of came back with a little counter play. And thought he was going to have some room to run right there. And that's going to bring us to the water break. To 6 minutes, actually 5:58 to go here in the 3rd quarter. But a very nice, well-designed play by the Bronco offense right there.
Well blocked, too. There was lots of room to run on the right side. But it will be a 3rd and 4 following the water break. So we've got 1 more of those yet left in the season.
So while we're at a water break, let's talk about some of our Tornado Radio Network sponsors. And I highly encourage all of our fans. A lot of these sponsors not only sponsor Tornado Radio Network, but also sponsor CPSB-TV. And we could not do what we do without them. So please, when you're in town and you're having to make some decisions on where you're going to spend some of your money, we highly suggest that you use some of these guys. Jennifer Maybu, State Farm Agency on Beglis Parkway. Cutters Outdoor Power Equipment in Lake Charles. A Door Works in Sulphur. George's House of Flowers, the busiest man in Sulphur this week. Go see George and his staff over there. David Missy and Missy's Groceries got a great team over there. Grimble Pediatric Dentistry here in town. McMullen, Mancuso, Trahan, and Funk CPAs on Maplewood Drive. 40 Outfitters for all your Golden Tour accessories. Mike Willis Ford and his crew, Judd Bears, Tony Tremonti, and Ryan Davis. They do a great job over there. Bryce Tremonti and the Lead Dance Company. And as always, Hollywood Barbershop in Troy, Darby.
3rd and 4. Stout rolls to the far side, escapes 1, throws just away, throws it down the middle.
Yeah,
Pressure was coming.
He immediately got away from number 18 right there, Carson Covan. And as soon as he shakes that tackler, number 9, J. Michael Stelly, was hot on his heels as well. And he just has to throw it, get rid of it to escape what would have been probably about a 10-yard loss right there.
We will see the punt for the first time.
Yeah, Mr. Hopkins goes back. We haven't seen the punter for the Broncos. I think it's number 24, Ethan Boone, who's also one of the kickers. I don't remember hearing his name earlier.
Trying to draw Sulphur off sides.
Yeah, it's 4th and 4.
It's 4th and 4.
Yeah, Sulphur just needs to make sure they sit put right here and not give up a go.
Ugly kick, but it'll work. To the 45, the Tours will drop it, and Sam Houston recovers it.
The Priest, he kind of got caught trying to catch that punt above his head.
Well, and it was wobbling so bad.
Yeah. It's almost one of them ones we talked about. You hate to let that bounce, but you
got to.
You either got to come up and basket, and that's what Coach Towery's telling him right now. You got to kind of basket catch that ball right there, or just go ahead and let it bounce.
But through some scores, trying to find some.
But you're right. He was trying to catch it above his head with just his 2 hands and like a pass.
Yeah, that was an ugly punt.
Yeah, and it was just wobbling everywhere else. But nevertheless, it's a turnover for the Golden Tours, and it's going to set up the Broncos now 1st and 10 at the Golden Tour 47-yard line. 5:26 to go in the game.
Or the 3rd quarter, anyway.
Excuse me, the 3rd quarter. Thank you, Bruce.
Inside the 47 on 1st down, Stout with the snap, and he will.
Got some pressure there.
Dump that complete. 30, 20. Touchdown, Sam Houston.
So just that quickly right there. Got some pressure on the quarterback. He had to roll to his left. You know, we mentioned this a while ago. the Broncos kind of found another gear when they went down 14 points early in the game, and they've gone down 14 points again. The defense stiffened right there, but how big is that turnover now on that punt?
Yep, cost you 6. Oh, you can. You got to get off the field there, big boy. 63 was injured. Was up, headed down to block on the extra point. Can't do that.
Jack Davis.
The Tours have gotten a block here tonight, Bruce. Let's see if we can repeat that. It's 27-19. It's an 8-point game, pending the extra point. That was the time the pressure from the defensive line that they enabled that. I got a block again.
That did it again. So now it's an 8-point ball game at 27-19. Second block for the Golden Tour defense, special teams there.
It looks like they came off the edge right there for that block. Didn't get a number on him, but nice job once again by the Golden Tours.
A couple of scores here in the district. Outside is up on Barb, 23-7. Karen Crow over New Iberia at the half. 28-14. Acadiana was blowing out Como. It was 27-0 in the second quarter. I haven't found an update on that.
Southside's kind of a sleeper team, Bruce. They're kind of under the radar behind Karen Crow and Acadiana.
We get them in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, they're just kind of doing their little thing over there. And
that game's in St. Martinville, by the way.
What did we discuss? They slipped up and beat Karen Crow, right? Earlier this year? Was it Karen Crow they beat? I believe so.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, you may be right.
That was, or no, yeah. I believe it was Karen Crow. The regular kickoff here is fielded back at the 7-yard line.
Blaylock.
Blaylock across the 15, coming to the near side across the 20. And get drugged down by a couple of Bronco tacklers at the 25-yard line. That's a 17-yard return on the kickoff, and that's going to set up the Golden Tour offense now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line with 5:06 to go here in the third quarter.
The Golden Tours take over 1st and 10.
Tours up by 8, 27-19.
So the Tours have been able to move the ball, not with ease tonight, but once they got a couple first downs, they've really been able to sustain some drives, which has been a big factor in the points put on the scoreboard for them so far tonight.
And the only turnovers, the onside kick, which really isn't a turnover, and then the left punt, resulted in the turnover. Free hand to throw.
He wanted to hit LaFleur right there.
Nice pass.
It took LaFleur away, and he's got Hopkins. Trailing LaFleur about 5 yards deeper. If he hits LaFleur right there, it's going to be no gain. And so that's a nice job by Gage to come off his initial look, or what it appears from here was his initial look, and he hits Hopkins for a 5-yard gain out to the 30-yard line. Bruce, it's also good to see that they're getting Hopkins involved in the game plan tonight. They've hit him on a couple of passes. I really like hitting him on that pass right there. If you hit him in stride, I mean, we talked about it, he's probably a 4.45 guy.
Yeah, he's not the fastest guy out there for so far.
And so, you hit him in stride, and there's just so many things that can happen.
Tours have fumbled the ball in the backfield.
Sam
Houston gets the turnover. So there's the first turnover.
I think that was Cedeno. No, it was Burgess.
So there's the first turnover from the offense.
It didn't look like he ever got that ball. Maybe for one step, and then it immediately popped out. I thought he was able to fall back on it, but if he did fall on it, it squirted away again. That's going to result in a second turnover.
The first one genuinely on the offense.
Yeah. That's going to set up the Sam Houston Broncos now 1st and 10. The Golden Tour 28. Offense is going to really need to bow their neck right here, Bruce. Because it's probably going to be 4-down territory, unless it's a long 4th down. It's going to be 4-down territory for this whole drive.
And in motion, as always, Stout to throw. Far side, it is caught. Drawn it to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the 4-yard. Drawn it is back. Must have faked the hamstring. I mean, you don't come back from the way he left off.
That hamstring hurt after that drop pass, but
suddenly he's fine.
Well, and they got the mismatch they wanted right there. He was being covered by Peyton Lemaire, linebacker, and that's in open territory right there. That's a very tough tackle for Lemaire. But they made Tours pay for their coverage.
It's 1st and goal to go at the 5. They will run it. Let's go there. Gardere for a couple, maybe to the 3.
Dennis Gardere on the carry, brought down by number 2.
The second and goal to go. I bet they don't throw it now.
Yeah, we're doing a good job of containing that
Second
running
and
back.
goal
But
from
the
3
dilemma
yard
is
line.
he's able to get clean to the hole. And he's a big enough back that once he gets clean to the hole, you know, even if we tackle him, he's falling forward, you know, for 2 to 3 yards.
He's back there to the right. Quarterback Stout. Barnett will go in motion. He'll give it to Gardere again, and he'll get 1 to the 2-yard line.
Once again, it's a nice play call. You know, they run Dronette in motion, trying to pull that linebacker out, and then they run that running back right behind him.
So it's 3rd down and goal to go at the 2-yard line now for Sam Houston.
We'll send another linebacker in the game for a defensive back right there. Smith checks into the game at linebacker for the Tours. And they send in their heavy package. They send in
they're going to run behind it, and Gardere's in the
Yeah.
quarterback spot. He's going to run behind all those guys for the score.
Gets in for the score. So once again, that's a little different play right there. They had all their heavies lined up on the right side. And on that running play right there, he ends up running to his left. I assume they're going to go for 2 right here. They're down by 2. 27-25 now, 2:34 left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yep, Stout is back, quarterback. 3rd time they've run that Wildcat, as they call it. As it is called, Gardere as the quarterback spot.
Bruce, you talk about them 2 turnovers, you know, for the Tour. We haven't seen any fumbles really by the offense this year. That's just a little surprising.
Interceptions have been a problem, but fumbles have not.
And even the punt return. You know, the Priest maybe had one game. I don't know if it was the Priest or another receiver. Kind of had a few little bobbles, but other than that, the punt return game has been solid as well.
Stout will throw for the 2-point conversion. Good coverage, and he is pushed out of bounds.
He's got to throw that ball. At least throw the ball and give his
even if it's intercepted, doesn't matter. It's not going to get. You can't run it out.
Give him a chance. They tried to run. They ran a little pick play, a little rub play down there in the end zone.
With 2 minutes,
And
34 seconds
neither
remaining in the
Tours did a
3rd
great job of
quarter.
defending it. Neither wide receiver was able to come open, and he was
27,
already.
and the Broncos
He was in.
25.
Quarterback was rolling this way, so. But he made a deep roll, so it kind of took out the. If he doesn't roll so deep, he can still maybe run the ball in. But once he rolls, he was probably at about the 10-yard line. 10-15-yard line.
Run out.
Fans, please take a moment
You know,
to check
at this
out the
point in
signage
time, did it
sponsors
really matter? When
along
you
the
tie it
fences
up, it
behind
looks
both
prettier on the
end zones.
scoreboard, but
When you do business
whether you're
in
down
the
by 1 or
Sulphur
2, I guess it
community,
really
please
doesn't
let us
matter.
know that you appreciate their support.
Sulphur
of
hopefully will get it
Sulphur
back on the
High
kickoff here. Up by 2 at 27-25.
This will be a perfect time. We haven't seen Hopkins break one this year. Sure would be a nice time for him to get a nice little lane. And they've kicked to him several times tonight. Kick away from him this time.
The 10.
15, 20.
Yep, no blocking there, but he's going to still get to the 25-yard line.
Aiden Blaylock on the return.
So Blaylock gets it back out to the 25-yard line. That's where the Golden Tours will set up now, 1st and 10. Currently leading 27-25 with 2:29 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Sam Houston has failed to convert 3 of their 4 touchdowns and 1 extra point tonight.
14 yards on the return. Golden
Tours have
Tours
had
take
1
over
block, or
1st
it
and
would be a
10
3-point ball
at
game.
their own 24-yard line.
This
And that's the first missed extra point or blocked extra point for the Tours this season as well.
On the 24, 1st down, Sulphur. And 13 unanswered, well, 12 unanswered. The pass is dropped by Blaylock. Maybe a little bit too high, and he could not bring it in. The defender on top of him was Wayne Fontenot.
And look, he faked the handoff to Sedano. Well, Sedano had some room to run. I thought Sedano had the ball at first. He had some room to run on this left side.
So it's 2nd and 10 from the 24 for the Tours. 2:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Sulphur up by 2. They've had 2 14-point leads in this one. Quick throw to Blaylock this time to 25.
He's got Hopkins out
30,
there blocking.
35.
Hopkins
That'll be a 1st down.
Pushed out of bounds by number 11.
That's somebody out there.
82. Ashton
Gain
Austin
11
out there
yards
provided a
on the play
nice
and
block.
first down for the
You know, Bruce,
Tours.
that's a nice job. You know, the
Their own
Tours had
35-yard
done a very nice job early in the game of getting 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, you know, chunks of yards on first down. That time there, you know, backed up in their territory, first down was unsuccessful, incomplete pass. You had 2nd and 10. So I was really curious to see how the offense was going to respond right there. And I think it's going to be a big first down on this drive.
2 receivers to the right, one out here to the left. And we'll hand it off to Sedano, and he's tripped right at the line of scrimmage.
Man, he had a big hole right there, too. And somebody, he just, I get probably clicked the back heel of a lineman. I'm not sure if it was offense or defense, and he ends up with about a 1.5 yard gain, but that was going to go for 5 or 6 yards easily right there.
2nd down and 8 coming up from the 37-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third, with the Tours up by 2.
Credit the Golden Tour offensive line so far tonight, Bruce, as well. They've done a nice job.
No sacks. Sedano again.
Same play.
Yep. We'll get 3 this time.
I thought Trahan may pull that ball and keep it.
We
haven't seen that much. We saw a couple early runs in the game, but we haven't seen that much lately since early in the game. So I thought that might be a perfect opportunity
from their own 39-yard
to pull that ball out.
Back it up actually to the 39 and make it 3rd down and 6 for Sulphur. Receivers to the left, over to the right.
Perfect time to figure out LaFleur, get him in this ball
over
game.
here.
They've done a great, they've done a great job of taking him away tonight.
Pass is caught, first down. It's Hopkins.
Nice job.
Slips down at the 48, but he's got a first down.
Gain of 9 yards on the play and a first down for the
This looks a
Golden
lot
Tours
back.
at their own
Looks like
48-yard line.
a lot of what we saw in the first quarter from the Tours. You know, just kind of a short possession type passes, given or taking, should I say, what the Sam Houston defense is willing to give us. And I would venture to say, especially if we could get a 7-8 yard gain right here on first down, it may be from midfield. It's a perfect opportunity to take a deep shot after this. But let's see if we can do it here on first down.
Blitz is coming. Pass is tipped and incomplete.
Yeah, it was a tip bumps it up into the air right there, and I couldn't see
2nd and 10 for the Tours.
who
I
that
can't
was.
see who it was intended for. I can see a receiver number.
I'm thinking it was Blaylock,
Okay.
but he had to go up high, and I say once a tip ball, he just couldn't quite go up high enough. Ends up going off Blaylock's fingertips as well. That's going to set up a 2nd and 10 now.
Sulphur plays from their own 48-yard line, up by 2 here. Very late in the third, 29 seconds. A hand to throw. It's caught.
Oh, he dropped it.
He dropped it.
Never had it.
Had a first down if he hangs on to it.
Yeah, that was
He
a
had
pass
to
intended for LaFleur.
Number 47,
hit it against his hip.
Well, and he had a guy draped all over him at the same time. It almost looked like when he went to bring it in is when the defenders just stripped the ball out of his hands.
be 3rd and 10 from the 48. 23 seconds to go in the third.
But, you know, just by passing to LaFleur right there, it gives the defense something else to think about. I think it's probably the first time we've thrown the ball to
I think so
LaFleur
today.
tonight. Yeah. So it just kind of gives them one more thing to think about on defense. They've got a couple of very athletic linebackers that have been able to provide coverage on LaFleur tonight.
Pass is going to be, should have been intercepted. He threw it right to 47 Mason Falk. Sulphur will have to kick it away here to end the quarter. 17 seconds left.
Nothing else, Bruce. A couple first downs right there enable us to get to midfield. We're going to flip the field, or should flip the field.
Ty Stout is back deep. Remember, he had an adventure on a punt earlier in the ball game. Nearly cost the.
Him and about 7 other players had an adventure.
4th and 10. The second punt, I believe, for Paez. It ended up being a 60-yarder for him.
Another nice kick.
Very high. Fair catch is made at the 20-yard line.
He caught that ball back over his shoulder again, Bruce.
And still 10 seconds to go.
32 yards on the punt.
27-25, Sulphur leads it.
So that's going to set him up 1st and 10 at the 20. Offense did just enough right there. Drive kind of stalled out at midfield, but it gave the defense, we're going to keep talking about that. We just got to think it's so important, but it gave the defense an opportunity to get another rest and, get some more coaching right there. I wouldn't mind seeing us to kind of turn up the pressure again on this quarterback. The problem is they popped a couple of big plays on us on blown coverages. So they do have that ability.
Gardere with a little bit of steam as he gets across 25 to end the quarter.
Yeah, tackles made there by Shove Knox. We've kind of got to get that solved, though. Shove Knox hits him at about 6 yards down the field, and they've been able to consistently get 4, 5, 6 yards right there on that play. And it's up to our cornerback, or excuse me, a safety to come up and make that tackle, and that's kind of playing with fire right there.
27-25 after 3. So here at Matt Walker Stadium, Doors will hit the road for the next 2 at Barb. And then we'll go to St. Martinville for the first time. Play Southside. Beating Barb 23-7 earlier.
Well, Bruce, we started this telecast, talking about when these two teams meet, you kind of can throw the records out the window, and it looks like we've got another one of those games here tonight. Which credit? But we listened to the end of Sam Houston Barb. They had one of those games with the Barb Buccaneers a few weeks ago, and one in double overtime. Decided to go for 2. They decided to either win it or lose it at the end of the second overtime, and went for 2 and made it.
Sam Houston will have it here as we get ready to start the 4th quarter.
Obviously, this is a big possession, big drive here for the Golden Tour defense.
Because it's just a 2-point lead now. 3 receivers to the right as Sam Houston goes from south to north, from right to left to Matt Walker in the 4th. Out in the shotgun.
Lemaire brings some pressure right there.
Too deep. Pressure was coming. He had to unload it, trying to hit Gardere way down the field in midfield.
Yeah, if he hangs on to it for one more tick, he's going to get Lemaire's going to probably light him up. And but at the same time, really the 2 receivers didn't have enough time to create any separation right there. Nice job by the Golden Tour defensive backfield.
So it's 3rd and 3 from the 27-yard line. Same formation.
See that little inside handoff to the run. No, he's going to roll to his right.
It's going to be caught for the first down at the 35 to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that's just too easy right there.
Right time Gardere, the running back, stayed in to block, gave him plenty of time. Rolling out to his right. The 3 receivers out there. It's 1st and 10, Sam Houston from their own 37, trailing by 2.
Well, when it's 3rd and 5, you give that wide receiver about another 5 yards of cushion. Like I say, he just runs a little 6-yard out, and it's wide open.
They run it to Gardere this time. He runs past one guy and bumps off of another for a gain of 7.
Yeah, we're hitting him instead of tackling him right there, and he should have been stopped for about a 3-yard gain. And but because we didn't wrap him up, it gets him another 5 yards, and it results in a gain of 7 yards on 1st down.
Moves the line out to the 44-yard line. A 2nd down and 3. The receivers come out here to the near side of the field. On it will go in motion. We'll give it to Bailey. It will be short of the 1st down as he's thrown out of bounds into the Sam Houston bench.
Tell you what, Bruce, the young man Levi from Barb gets a lot of publicity. But the Dronette kid, I haven't seen the Barb yet this year, but the Dronette kid from Sam Houston is equally as impressive.
He's a sophomore, so he's not going to get as much as the senior. I think Levi's a senior.
But he creates a lot of problems for defenses because he's so elusive, and he's in motion almost everywhere. There goes in motion.
Or there for the 1st down in the Sulphur territory to the 47-yard line.
Sulphur's got to man up right here, and like I say, once again he hit a defender, and we tried to hit him instead of tackling him, He spins off of that hit and gets about another 3 or 4 yards. He'd have had the first down either way.
Yeah.
But
he's starting to take over.
well, he's starting to wear her
Right.
down. Yeah, because when he drops his shoulder, he drops a load on them guys. And he's not afraid. He doesn't shy away from any kind of contact.
From the Sulphur 47, it's 1st and 10 now for Sam Houston. They're down by 2 as they flip this one to Dronette. He escapes to the 40, to the 35, and it's 1st down.
So right now, Sam Houston is just creating mismatches. They're getting their best playmakers the ball in space, and they're creating mismatches for the Golden Tours.
First down for the Broncos at the Golden Tour 35-yard line.
At the 35, 9:26 and counting in the ball game. Sam Houston down by 2. Have a decent kicker. Guard air. This time the Tours wrap him up for no gain.
Big trim right there.
Gardere on the carry.
There's
there's
Trim
Laidlaw.
and there's Laidlaw, both of them.
Layden Laylaw, yeah.
Yeah.
Big number 2 and big number 3 right there.
No gain
2nd
on
and
the
10.
play.
Keeps him to no gain.
For the Broncos.
But see the difference right there, Bruce, was they wrapped him up.
Yep.
They've made a substitution now as well. Backup running backs in the game.
Yep. Should be Bailey.
A little smaller back, a little lighter back, with some fresh
sophomore.
legs. Another sophomore, wow.
Yeah, Gardere is a senior and Sulphur's offsides, so it's going to be 2nd and 5.
Dead ball offside.
That's one, man, that's just, you know, you hold him to no gain right there and set up a 2nd and 10, and now you jump off sides.
30-yard line.
You give them 2nd and you give them 5. It was a gain of 5 yards, basically. Just didn't get it on the run.
So the Tours have been able to, since some 15-yard flags earlier, been able to stay penalty-free right there, but that's a big penalty.
Yep. Pitches to Bailey. Bailey turns the corner at the 30, 1st down at the 23-yard line.
Drew Bailey on the carry.
I thought the Tours had the angle on him right there, and
Did too.
he just wasn't able to beat the initial tour. Jace Kaiser wasn't able to make the tackle, and allows him to make the corner right there and gain a few more yards and get a 1st down, setting him up at the 23-yard line.
4-minute drive. 3 receivers way out to the right. Sulphur jumps again, but no flag this time. They shift on defense. So Bailey in motion. They'll throw that direction to the end zone. Way too far and caught.
Oh, that's a touchdown.
Yep.
Wow, that's a nice catch right there.
Yep. Sam Houston takes their first lead of the ball game.
I thought that pass was going to get out of the back
Yeah,
of the
I
end
thought
zone
so
right there,
too,
and
yeah.
just from our angle at least, and it just kind of held up right there, and the wide receiver goes over the top of Grayson Stelly for the catch.
Stout to stout.
That's a touchdown with 7:40 to go. Gives them a 31-27 lead pending the extra point, and they'll line up to kick the extra point. Now, this is a little surprising. They're already up by 4. Why don't you go for 2 and make it a 6-point
He
game?
moves extra point
And
try.
he missed
misses it.
No good.
They've only made 1 extra point in this ball game, but it's still 31-27. You still got to have the touchdown.
What I'm saying is a 4-point game. If you kick the extra point, now it's a
Yeah.
5-point game. So an initial touchdown with no extra point still beats you.
Updating area high
At least if you
school
go for 2 right there and you make it a 6-point game, if the Tours are able to score, it makes them convert their extra point to beat you.
Well, Sam Houston leads for the first time tonight, 31-27.
Also in the 4th quarter, it's St. Louis Catholic 48.
Nice drive. It's an 80-yard drive.
Nothing.
The punt sent
That's
all the way
right,
back to the 20-yard line.
I'm trying to think where it started.
Yeah, so that's an 80-yard drive by the Bronco
And
offense.
it wasn't a turnover.
And had very few 3rd downs on that drive.
They've outscored Sulphur 18-7 here in this second half after trailing 20-13.
You know, and suddenly the Golden Tour defense looked a little winded that
Yes,
drive,
you're
Bruce.
right.
So that's going to kind of be something to keep our eye on as this game unfolds. The best thing that could happen
the
for the
offense
Tours,
now has to answer.
Yeah, the offense needs to take charge of this ball game.
Yep. Short kick,
Let it bounce, Hopkins.
and Hopkins has to pick it up on his knees at the 14-yard line.
Jonathan Hopkins Jr. covers the kickoff.
So you got to start in a hole now.
He should have picked it up. It's easy to say from up here, but he let it bounce twice. I thought after the first bounce, when it didn't kick out of bounds, go ahead and pick it up at that point. But
that's, of course, what he was hoping for.
Yeah, but then once he lets it take that second hop, it's easy to say he should have picked it up and ran, but, I mean, probably the safest play was going down to his knees. But that's what happens, too. The turnovers we've had, that creates apprehension for other players right there. So, he knew suddenly he couldn't afford to turn that ball over. So he just like you say, he picks it up and picks it up basically on his knees.
Sedano remains in the backfield with Trahan. Number 14, he is hammered after getting the handoff for a loss of 3 back to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, they sent both outside linebackers, and they met Mr. Sedano about 4 yards deep, 3 yards deep.
Yeah, that's a great spot. I didn't think he even gotten that far.
Probably a good thing that we didn't drop back and pass right there.
There's a couple of guys came in untouched.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2nd and 13.
They basically sent the house
Bring
right
up
there.
2nd and 12 from the 12-yard line.
3 receivers out here to the right.
They're sending
to the left.
The main guy they're sending is at number 2. He's lined up on the left side. He's a linebacker.
There he is. That's Jackson. Throw. And Blaylock went to the right and he threw to the left.
Yeah, I think
Incomplete.
Blaylock was going to run a little out pattern right there, and Blaylock run a little in pattern. But yeah, number 2, that when LaFleur's in the game, that's maybe what's going on as well. LaFleur's not in the game right now, but when LaFleur's in the game, he generally goes. Oh, he's in now. But he generally goes out wide with LaFleur.
LaFleur's on the left side. Jackson's over here on the right.
So they may have switched up their defense a little bit.
So it's 3rd down and 13. From the 12 and a half, 11 and a half. It's just coming.
Nice shot
out here. It is incomplete. So Sulphur will have to punt with 7:39 to go. Deep in their own territory. As the old saying goes, the Broncos smell blood.
Man, what happened right there? Not only were we pinned deep, but I mean the 3-yard loss on the very first play just totally changes up your play. We talked about how important it is for positive yardage on first down. That fumble right there kind of flips the script on us. Not fumble, that tackle for a loss. And set up a 2nd and 13, and Torres just weren't able to get out of that hole.
This one will bounce this time. Stout will get out of the way. It will roll to the 43-yard line in Sulphur territory, in Sam Houston territory, but the Broncos will have it with a 4-point lead, 31-27 with 6:30 to go. Defense must make a play. Gotta have a stop now.
Yeah, we needed a play, from the offense that last time we mentioned, but they weren't able to come up with anything. So that's going to kind of be back in the hands of the defense. Something to watch, though. It's a defense that looked very tired on that last possession for the Sam Houston Bronco offense, where they drove 80 yards for a touchdown. So we'll see what they've got left in the gas tank. They'll need at least one more stop here, maybe 2 tonight, for the Tours to win this ball game.
The offense has to do something next time they get it.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a heavy dose of this running back on this possession.
Here's the first one, and there's Lemaire.
You see Lemaire kind of sell out the same way. So Lemaire sold out in that blitz. There's a golden toward down as well. I think that's Covan, number 18. But yeah, that Tours basically did with the same thing the Broncos did a while ago on first down, and they sent both linebackers. And looks like they're going to mark him back at the original line of scrimmage. I didn't think that's a generous spot right there.
There have been interesting spots tonight, and also maybe the length of the football.
Like I said, the Golden Tour, I think he's just down with a cramp.
That stops it. They'll get the water break here with 6:14 to go. Our final water break.
Oh, that's true. I didn't
season.
even think about us being up on the water break as well.
It is Covan.
Covan is also, when I visited with Coach Tyler this week, Covan was a young man that they originally had thought they were going to utilize him at running back. And we had some defensive players decided not to come back. for football season. And so that necessitated him moving back to the defensive side of the ball. But, yeah, he was originally probably slated to be a tailback for the Tours, just to show you the type of athlete he is. He's playing linebacker, reserve linebacker.
They'll start the clock. Surely they will not stop it here in 10 seconds. I could be wrong.
I think we saw that earlier this year.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
That's interesting. Okay.
So now they'll stop for another water break.
Official timeout
Sam
for
Houston
a
coaches next door. They're
hydration
trying to figure out what in the world's going on.
Yeah,
too.
why did we stop again? Well, that's a good question.
But I thought we saw that earlier this year
We may have.
with a stoppage, and we thought the same thing. Like, what in the world are they doing? And
It's not hot tonight, so.
I think this benefits the Golden Tour defense as well, Bruce. Kind of takes the offense out of their rhythm, and they've kind of walked back and forth on and off the field now a couple of times, and realistically by the next. Now this other thing. Look at the time on the clock, Bruce. 5:58. If you're gonna stop it at the 6-minute mark.
Second time tonight it's been stopped at 5:58. But there's one guy down there running the clock. Somebody from Texas did not show up, so the other clock operator had to go down there. So he's running. Thankfully for him, which unfortunately is an issue here in Sulphur, the play clocks do not work. The one in the north end zone rarely ever works. So he just has to worry about the game clock.
But no, probably since the last play, there's probably been real time. There's probably been a 3 or 4 minute stoppage of play right here.
Run one play.
Yeah, so I think that benefits the Golden Tour defense.
So it's 2nd and 10 from the 43. We are ready to play again. It will go in motion. They will throw out here, dump it off to Gardere, and the Tours were waiting for him.
Boy, looking Jonette. I'm glad they didn't throw the other way, because we had another little breakdown, I think, on that far side. And Jonette was left alone.
Okay. So it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Big play here for the Golden Tour defense. Got to get off the field right here. Tours haven't used any timeouts either,
no,
so that won't be an issue at all.
Time's not a problem yet. Give up a first down here, then it will become a problem.
The Broncos are going to use as much of that play clock as they can.
Because there is none to see. Rolling to the far side is Stout. Dumps it off complete for the first down.
And that's a nice job. They needed 10 yards. He runs 11 yards. And as a defense, you have to realize that where the chains are. Because as a wide receiver, he definitely knew where that chain was. And he needed 10. He runs 11 yards and just turns around and sits down. And the Golden Tour defender didn't make any type of adjustment at all to close that gap. Stout results in a first down.
Stout is very good when he's rolling that way.
Yeah, tell you what, as many sophomores as you mentioned that they're playing tonight, this is going to be give these kids 2 more years, and this is going to be a very, very impressive team. Probably before then, but definitely their senior year.
The clock run here. The official behind the defense is supposed to raise his arm, but it's 10 seconds.
Yes, I thought 10 seconds.
I haven't seen that. That's good air, and the Tours will run him out of bounds and
you got to
then push him into the bench. That's 15.
Yeah, but oh gosh, that's a terrible flag right there, though, Bruce. Still can't. You can't do that.
No.
But I mean, come on.
All the way to the 30-yard line.
No one even hit the ground.
Personal foul penalty against the Tours.
But that's another 15-yard penalty.
That was dumb. Can't do that.
They had him stop for maybe a 2-yard gain.
Yep.
15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
It's first down at the 29-yard line with 4:08 to go. Any kind of score here, well, a touchdown is the ball game. You hold them to a field goal, you've still got a shot.
I'm not convinced they can make a field goal, Bruce. After I've seen their extra point bungles, they may go for it on 4th down at the rest of the game.
Or show blitz, here they come, and it worked. They get Gardere back. That's Hyatt again. And Trim also back there.
Down by number 5, Corey Hyatt, and number 2, Keegan
It's a
Trent.
loss of about 2 yards to the 31. But now you got to worry about the clock.
Loss of 2 on the play will bring up 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12.
From the 31-yard line.
Little reminder, if you're watching off of our computer on the YouTube channel for Tornado Radio Network, switch over to CPSB-TV. Those guys do a great job with their cameras and have our audio with their camera work.
This is Bailey. He'll get a yard.
Yeah, tackles made, I think that by Hyatt once. No, that was Trim, Big Keegan Trim. The Golden Tours are going to call a timeout. There'll be a loss of a yard on the play, Bruce.
The clock continues to run. Now they stop it at 3:08. It should be about 3:12.
They give him any time back. I see him on his, it looks like he's on his radio.
Timeout on the field, charge to the
It'll be 3rd down, and well, they can move him back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 12, so you know it's coming. A rollout, most likely.
Next Friday.
Yeah, and there's 2 men you got to find, Dronette and
Golden Tour football next Friday.
Stout.
Yeah.
Another Stout young man.
Kickoff at 7 p.m.
The only thing that works in the Tour's favor right here is he likes to roll to his right, and that's the sharp side of the field this
time. I was thinking the same thing. He's a right-handed thrower.
They don't have as much room to operate with.
That is the short side of the field. They do need 12, so. But if you give them 11, yeah, you're right. They're going to go for it, 20-yard line.
Well, and even this, I mean, let's say he gains 5 to the 25. That the young man can't.
It's
they
still
can't
worth
make
it.
Yeah, they can't make a field goal. They're going to go for it, I think, either way.
Right. Anywhere.
Or if they gain no yards right here, they might pooch punt it. Is what I would do, and make Sulphur drive the entire length of the field.
That's what Sulphur has to have a touchdown now, down 31-27.
They haven't called up here to ask me my opinion.
No, those guys next
over
door.
all these years, yeah. Sam Houston coaches next door seem to have it all under control. So
they did put 4 seconds back on the clock. 3 receivers here to the near side. That will go in motion. They will hand it to reverse. Down on a reverse, and it's going to work to the 25 to the 22. 4th down coming up, but now it's 4th down and 3.
Drew Dronette on the carry.
They're going to say out of bounds or timeout.
And on the stop, number 4.
They're going to mark it back at the 23, so it's 4th down and 4. And I think it's out of bounds with 3 minutes, so Sulphur saves the timeout.
I know what this also sets up, though, Bruce, is now he's able to roll back to his right.
Right.
That's a nice looking play right there. You get Dronette in a lot of space.
Yeah, for a guy who limped off with a hamstring, he sure don't look hurt.
So Bruce, I think I send pressure right here. I don't let the quarterback have much time to get set up. Make him find a hot receiver.
Just don't jump off sides. Oh, they jumped off sides. That's false start.
Look, and they still hadn't called it.
Yeah.
The side judge hasn't called it. And look, now he's walking back. Look, they finally
get back.
The middle guy finally calls the penalty.
Get back. The Sulphur coaches almost.
How do you not?
Why do you not throw that?
The guy moves 3 yards past the side judge and then starts walking back to his side of the ball. And he still never threw a flag. The middle judge finally throws the illegal procedure call. And look, the back judge slaps him on the back. I wonder if that's the fill-in guy.
5 yards.
I think so,
that had
too.
to come from upstairs. He doesn't have a number on his back.
No, I think that is who it is.
That's got to be. Poor Phil.
And I know who he is.
He's kind of got thrown into the fire tonight.
Now somebody's calling time. Sam Houston may have called a timeout.
Sam Houston called a timeout now. Let's set up
fans once again
4th and
ask you to
9
make
now.
sure to remove any trash that you have with you in order to help.
Boy, what's
protect
even
those
worse is
who
that
have
guy,
to leave the
he
stadium
was
after
set up
the
right in
game.
front of that Sulphur
And don't
bench. He
forget,
was
Sam
catching
Houston
it.
High School band
Yeah, and I've
and
afraid one of the
broadcast.
coaches.
Well, he backed up to it.
Yeah.
The defensive coordinator, I think, for the Tours, and then Towery came in right behind him. And had to, like you say, move.
Get him out of the way.
Yeah, asked both of them to move back.
It's going to be 4th and 9 from the 28.
And look, let's give that side judge some credit. If he had to step down from the booth tonight, and step onto the ball field and referee, so he didn't come tonight with the expectations of being on the field, and he kind of.
But that's right.
Probably got thrown. Yeah.
No, that's right.
Well, it looked weird. I said it looked weird because the guy, he's 4 or 5 yards down the field walking around. And the entire the entire coaching staff and the Golden Tour cornerback
yelling at him.
Yeah, is pointing at him like he's offsides.
He was standing next to the Sulphur defensive
Yes.
player. And the ball ain't been snapped.
So, Bruce, I like to blitz. It'd be the defensive left side right here, but I'd like to send a blitz into the quarterback. You think he's going to probably roll to his right,
Yeah,
so I would send a
he's gonna
blitz into
roll
his
right.
face.
There he goes. And the pass is caught. Stout to Stout.
And you can't do anything better than that, though.
Nope.
They had great coverage on him, and he just, like we talked about, if those two young men are brothers or cousins, they've been doing that their entire life. But I think you've got to send some pressure and not let him roll that way.
And that will probably do it. Sulphur does have 2 timeouts left. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. And now Sulphur has 2 timeouts left.
Like I said, I don't think Sam Houston, I'm not sure. I don't think they can kick a field goal. So if we're somehow able to get a stop right here, but the problem is they're going to.
You won't have any time.
Yeah, they're going to use up a lot of time here. You probably can get the ball back with maybe about a minute and a half to go if you stop them.
Yeah. Go there, we'll pick up 7 to the
down
10-yard line.
Yeah. Man, Golden Tour defense has been on the field a lot now here in the second half. And
Yes.
there goes their first time.
their second.
Their second timeout for the Tours. But you know, we mentioned the Golden Tour defense looked like they may be starting to get winded on that last drive, and that run right there may kind of just be the crux of what we were discussing. He easily gained 7 yards right there.
They show 11 first downs for Sam Houston in the second half. Sulphur has 4, all in the third quarter. Sulphur has had the football 3 plays in the fourth.
Yeah, the
4 plays?
the 3 and out.
Yeah.
3 and out
Because
on the 13-yard line.
Their drive began with about 10 seconds left in the third. They scored with 7:40 to go. Sulphur got the ball back at the 14-yard line. Ran 4 plays, including the punt.
Yep.
That's been it. That's all that they've run. 4 plays, and one of those was a punt.
You know, and then we gave up the onside kick. So that gave them the ball in the second half. And then we also had the next time we had the ball, we had the fumble. They gave them the ball right back.
Houston's not going to win tonight, but neither did New York. So the Astros are the #1 seed in the American League. At least it's a good baseball so far.
2:08 now, 2nd and 3 from the 10-yard line.
See a steady diet of go there. The Tours will bring him down for a loss.
Back to the 11-yard line. Tours will quickly call their last timeout of the night. Stopping the clock with 2:01. So 2:01, they run one more play. It's going to get it down like about a minute 55 roughly, and then was it 35
I would
seconds?
try the field goal. I would take the chance at the block.
Yeah, you can't, well, in my opinion, you can't afford to let a touchdown beat you.
Oh, no, obviously you can't do that.
I mean, yeah, I would attempt a field goal even if I miss it.
Yeah, it's going to come back to the 20.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing that can happen unless you block it. A field goal makes it a 7-point ball game. Sulphur has to score a touchdown anyway. But it's 3rd down and 4, a short 4 from the 11-yard line. And Sulphur has no more timeouts, so that's another thing. You run another minute off the clock by running 2 plays.
And the defense, the offense, I'm assuming, not assuming, they will. They'll run the ball right here.
Oh, yes.
To keep the clock
well, you would think that.
Well, it would surprise me though if they have a little end around or something for Gwinnett. Yeah. I bet they don't hand it to the big back again.
They got double tight ends now.
Gwinnett's on this side, so maybe they are just going to.
They got to issue on this. I'm guessing.
Goes Dronette motion.
Yep. They give us to go there. Gardell will pick up first down, and that is the ball game.
So Dronette going in motion right there actually draws the defense that way.
Yep.
And
they ran it that way.
Good for a first down.
You take knee now.
Draws the defense that way and just kind of pulls that defensive pressure back just enough. and allows them to get a gain on third down. Now the clock winds with 1:42 to go here in this ball game. And the Sam Houston Broncos, now they're going to go into the shotgun of all things, Bruce. Stay in the shotgun.
Yeah, there's running.
Yeah, but I would send him underneath center. Oh, but okay.
They're going to be 3-1 in the district, but they haven't played Lafayette and they haven't played Acadiana.
Look, Dronette's got a cramp again.
They haven't played Southside, so they have to call a timeout. Maybe that's what it wasn't a hamstring, it's cramp. Because
I'm guessing so.
There's no way he comes back in the way he limped off the field if it's a hamstring. That's just not possible.
How ironic is it, though, that
you don't need him anymore.
Yeah, when you don't need him anymore, he catches another cramp.
Yep, Gardere is going to run the football 2 more times. And that will be it.
So we've got, I don't know if they called it a timeout or it's an injury timeout.
I think they had to call it timeout.
1:16 to go, the clock stopped. I would say it was interesting because they called a timeout, but it doesn't matter. Sulphur doesn't have any timeouts anymore.
There's nothing Sulphur can do.
They still can't stop it.
And take a knee from the shotgun position.
But what I was alluding to, I'm just surprised me that Sulphur is going to stay in the shotgun. I mean, Sam Houston's going to stay in the shotgun right there. If nothing else, But then again, I've always heard these teams discuss that if they're not used to taking snaps from underneath center,
same thing. Yep.
That this is what they're used to doing.
Yep.
So they feel more comfortable. Now they're going to.
Yeah, because you've seen people.
Now they're going to come out and do it. Though.
Yeah, victory formation now.
No, they're going to staying in the shotgun.
Victory formation, the shotgun.
Yeah.
You've seen people take a knee in the shotgun like this. That's what he did. So that will be your final 31-27. Sam Houston will go to 3-1, but again, they have not played the big boys yet. They've beaten Sulphur, they've beaten Como.
Bruce, probably the best game we've seen by the Tours.
I
this
agree.
season.
The fourth quarter was that belonged to Sam Houston.
Well, not only
they controlled it.
And look, this isn't the first time Sam Houston's done that this year. They were down by several touchdowns to Barb, if I remember right, and came back in that game and won that game. So this isn't uncharted territory for them whatsoever. But
final knee down will do it.
But not only was the third quarter Sam Houston's quarter, I mean the fourth quarter, but really the third quarter as well.
The second half.
We had the bobbled on the onside kick, and then we had the running back fumble the ball, and then we had the punt returner with the muff punt. And
yeah, the offense didn't have we played 24 minutes of the half. Sulphur's offense probably wasn't on the field 10 minutes if they were that long. Because we know in the third quarter or fourth quarter, they only ran 4 plays, and one of those was a punt.
So both teams shake hands, Bruce, and the Sam Houston Broncos will leave Matt Walker Memorial Stadium here tonight with a very tough 31-27 win over the Sulphur Golden Tours. Sulphur Tours will be back in action on Friday night from Barb Stadium. As we mentioned, we're still working on trying to find or get someone to cover that game for us. So stay tuned to our Facebook page. We'll have details about that later in the week, and if not, we'll give you all the details to tune into the Barb telecast, and you can catch all the action that way as well. Then we'll be on the road at Southside, and we'll be back home in 2 weeks. Is it against Como?
I don't
know.
think
Destrehan.
So. Yeah, we have 3 in a row. Destrehan, Como, or Nish and Como.
Yeah.
The other way around.
So like I say, stay tuned to our Facebook
Destrehan,
page.
by the way, is #1 in the state this week. 5A.
They beat an East St. John team very ugly last week, who's a perennial powerhouse in 5A. So, but anyway, on behalf of Bruce Merchant, this is Don Martin with CPSB-TV and Tornado Radio Network. We're signing off tonight. We appreciate you tuning in. And like I say, stay tuned. We'll either see you next Friday or we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching.
This broadcast of Friday Night Football is sponsored by Jennifer Mabou State Farm, your good neighbor State Farm agent.